31st Friday of December. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, Merry Kwanzaa, whatever it is you celebrate this time of year. Welcome to the shit show that is Simply Stogies After Dark, our only live show we do once a month, first Friday of every month. If you were unaware of that, but thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I do appreciate it. We've got a great show for you tonight. We're going to give away some prizes, or a prize. I guess some prizes would be. Calm down, guys. Calm down. It's just a prize. Giving away a prize pack, but we're going to talk about. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Let me bring in my friend and host of Clear the Air, Tim. Welcome to the show.
Hey, sir. I don't know if you're talking or if you can hear me because I cannot hear you. So I might have to jump out real quick and come back in.
That's fantastic.
Thanks
live
for having me.
Show.
Obviously.
Live show. So we'll let Tim figure his stuff out. I can hear him. He can't hear me. That's great. But we do have some people in the green room, so to speak, they get backstage. But before we do that, I figured Tim would have no technical issues. He is our technical guy. He's the guy behind the scenes that makes the internet run for us and the website and everything else. But he's having some technical issues. So now I've got to play producer for a little bit. Before we get into everything, let's play some bills, shall we? Let's tell you guys about some good stuff that's out there, including the Jolly Walleye from Lure Cigars. Now, the Jolly Walleye is the latest limited edition from Lure Cigars. It is a premium 5.5 by 52 Robusto extra cigar featuring an oily medium brown Habano 2000 wrapper over an Ometepe binder and a trio of Nicaraguan filler tobaccos. The strength of this cigar is medium plus, full of flavor. Your palate will encounter notes of buttery salted caramel, light cedar, honey, graham cracker, baking spices, espresso, and a touch, just a touch, a small touch of chili pepper. Unless, of course, you live in California, and then it just tastes like burning tobacco. Lure Cigars and the Jolly Walleye, the 5.5 by 52 Robusto Extra. This is a great cigar, guys. This is a cigar that I have tried several times now because thankfully I'm friends with Lou Cross from Lure Cigars. And it's one of the best ones he's put out. He's been in business now for a year. This is his second LE. I think I might like it better than the last cast. And I'm only saying that because he's backstage and he can't yell at me right now. Lure Cigars. If your B&M doesn't carry Lure Cigars, ask for it by name. Lure Cigars, the Jolly Walleye. There is nothing better for Christmas time to smoke than the Jolly Walleye. And of course, this episode of After Dark is also brought to you by smallbatchcigar.com. Smallbatchcigar.com. Aficionados know, enthusiasts know, and now you know. Smallbatchcigar.com. Go to smallbatchcigar.com, use coupon code Stogies. You're going to get 10% off your order. 10% plus a bonus 5% rewards points. Plus, it's always free shipping, and it's magical shipping. And it is the season of magic. But you know what? If you were to order this in, I don't know, plain old March, guess what? It's still magical shipping. Santa and his elves work overtime at smallbatchcigar.com. You can check out the latest episode of Simply Stogies, where we talk to Andrew and Dave from Small Batch Cigar, and they talk about shipping and they talk about common sense packaging. It's always packaged super well. But look, don't take my word for it. Go to smallbatchcigar.com. Use coupon code Stogies, 10% off. Always free shipping, bonus 5% rewards points. You've still got time. Use those reward points. Cash them in now. Now, get what you want. Your spouse is going to fuck it up. I promise. They're going to fuck it up. I'd fuck it up if I were your friend, but I'm not your friend. I'm just a talking head that talks about cigars. But Andrew and David Small Batch, they know what they're talking about. Smallbatchcigar.com. Aficionados know, enthusiasts know, and now you know. Smallbatchcigar.com. Let's bring Tim back in. Tim, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry about that. Did I miss anything good?
I hate you. I hate you so much. It's not even funny. Guys, we've got a couple of great guests for you tonight. We're going to be talking about a cigar, a specific cigar for the first hour of After Dark. We're very excited about this. But before we do, let's bring some folks out, shall we? First, let's bring our friend Lou Cross. Lure Cigars, my friend, great supporter of the show. Welcome back to After Dark. How are you? Perfect. You are muted, Lou, so we couldn't hear it. This is a live
good
show.
to see you guys. Hello. Can you see me?
There he is. Live show.
we go.
Fuck it. We'll do it live, and that's
We'll
what
do
we're
it
doing.
live.
It's fucking fantastic. Love you, Lou. And we, of course, we've got Brian and Shauna, from Livermore, Smoldering Cigar, Livermore, Iowa. Brian, Shauna, how you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic.
I see you're rocking your Simply Stogie shirt. Oh boy.
Hey.
Shauna, where's yours? I sent you one. Where's yours?
It's not low cut enough.
She just got her.
That's exactly it.
Oh man.
That's exactly
She
it.
just got her hair done. She didn't want to mess it up.
She didn't want to mess it up. Oh well, you do. Your hair looks nice. It does. It looks very nice. Very, 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 very nice.
Good save, guys.
Thanks. That's look. I'm married. I know how this goes. Something different about you.
She looks like she's had a spa day recently.
Yeah. Did she have a spa day?
Oh, that's it. I was
She
thinking
looks
about
relaxed.
that.
She looks relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of these, all three of these folks, Sean and Brian and Lou, they're part of our LE Club. You want to be live with us first Friday of every month? Come on and ask questions and I don't know, have your mic not work too. Go to simplystogies.com. Join the LE Club, top right, $10 a month, $100 a year. That's the minimum bar of entry, and you get a say in a lot around here. Top 10 lists. The after dark, just a whole lot of stuff. So
You get to sit here and put up with all their shit.
and it's a lot of shit.
Facts.
Let's get to our guests because I want to light this cigar, and of course we don't light it until we talk about because you can't clip my wings, but you can clip my cigar. Brought to you by Blackbird, and it's funny that is the spot. Let's welcome back first because I want to introduce our last guest or the best for last, right? We're going to bring back Miyagi Montes to the show, though. Blackbird Cigars, my friend. How you doing, buddy?
I'm kidding.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that was so good.
Guys, you're killing me. You're all killing me.
That was great.
You're
Good
killing
evening.
me.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Oh, dude, thanks for coming back on. I appreciate you spending some time with us. Your boss, Jonas, couldn't be here. And honestly, I'd rather have you, man.
Thank you.
I'd rather hang out with you, man. You're my boy. I love hanging out with Miyagi. We hung out at in Kentucky for the Mile Kentucky Herf and like 4 Mile Kentucky Herf, and we had a lot of fun. And
In Colorado. Then we met up again in Colorado.
yeah, then we saw each other in Colorado, and we've just he stalks me. It's fine. I like having a
It's like
stalker.
it's meant to be.
Yeah, I like having a stalker. Let's bring in our guest though, because Miyagi, I didn't even know you were going to be on until Tuesday, Wednesday, when this next guest reached out to me and was like, "Hey, Miyagi's coming on too." I'm like, "Sweet." We've got. Let me introduce Tyler Caldwell from SmokingPipes.com. Tyler, welcome to the program, my friend.
What up? You guys can hear me good?
Oh, we can. Oh my God.
The first guest that we can actually hear right off the bat.
We
Yeah.
can hear off the
Man.
bat. This is
Hey,
great.
I'm actually happy with that because I was having some difficulty with technology here, and I am not really good with technology at all. So I'm actually glad this works. So
I am too. Look, our IT guy couldn't get technology to work tonight.
Wow.
So it's all good.
All right.
It's all good. So now that we've introduced everybody, look, we're going to talk about the Flamingo from Blackbird Cigar Company. This is an exclusive to SmokingPipes.com. You can go get it at SmokingPipes.com right now. If you order a 5-pack or more, and Tyler, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if you order a 5-pack or more, you're going to get a free hat as well. It is or is it 10 cigars? I think it's 10 cigars. If you order 10 cigars. You're going to get the Can't Clip My Wings hat here from Blackbird. It's going to have Blackbird on the side, and then Smoking Pipes on the other side. This is it's a sexy hat, but guess what, guys? If you just and if you look at the bottom here, if you were watching on YouTube or on Facebook, just type in #Flamingo, and you can be entered to win this sexy 5-pack of the Flamingo. Comes in a fresh pack from SmokingPipes.com, and of course,
Very nice.
you're going to get this hat as well if you win. So those are the prizes. I guess it was prizes, but it's just one prize pack. So hashtag Flamingo in the comments of Facebook, YouTube. We already have a ton of folks in the comments. I'm gonna have I apologize. I'm gonna have Tim go through some of these comments and pull up
you.
some. You're very welcome. This is what you signed up for. But look, it's that time. I want to smoke, and I can't smoke until we tell you that you can't clip my wings, but you can clip my cigar. Can't clip my wings. Brought to you by Blackbird Cigar Company.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you forget to do something?
We're smoking the Flamingo tonight. Tim, what do you?
We're good to cut, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Cut. You cut away.
I got myself one of these.
Get it right.
Lou, what are you smoking? The Flamingo?
Flamingo.
Yeah, Shauna, Brian, what are you guys smoking? The Flamingo? Guess what? They're all LE Club members. I sent Flamingo so they could smoke with us and give us their thoughts while they're smoking it live so we can tell Tyler and Miyagi, hey, this is either really good or please go back to the drawing board. Probably not the latter, but we'll see what everybody says. Before we get into I light this cigar. Do you guys want to hear from Jonas first
Mine's already lit.
If we have to. I feel like maybe we should, but Jonas, since he couldn't be here, was kind enough to record a little something for us. And again, the music used, I think it's Jonas's music, so we should be okay to use it. We have a license for it because it's verbal, like it's his music. So here we go.
Hey, what's up, James? What's up, Tyler? What's up, everybody listening to one of the best podcasts in the cigar industry? I hope everybody's great. Let me tell you about the Flamingo. So, one of the people from the Smoking Pipes came down to the Dominican Republic to blend this with me. But after we created the blend, we had to ship it to Tyler because Tyler has, those taste buds the way it's supposed to be to pick up the right blend for the project he wanted to make. So Flamingo is a Lancero cigar because, the legs of the Flamingo. So we got to match that. And also, something else that I have to tell you is, that when you have a Lancero cigar, you do not have too much room to play with tobacco. So you really need to be precise. You need to take your time. You need to pick the right amount of tobacco of each tobacco leaf that you're going to be using. I think the result came out awesome. I love the fact that it does not taste like any of the Blackbird cigars that we make. And it's awesome because it is exclusive for a shop, for an online shop. So if you're going to get something exclusive, you want something that is rare tasting or something that is not the common tasting of Blackbird cigars. And I think for that it's amazing. So you get 4 types of leaves right here. You get Pennsylvania, Dominican, Habano, and Nicaragua. All of that blended together have a result of medium plus in flavor, medium plus in strength notes. You have charred meat, sweetness, floral, nuttiness, and a subtle spice. I think it sounds amazing already. Yummy. I think I'm going to light it up right now. That's it for me. Guys, remember, don't let anyone clip your wings and follow your dreams. Blackbird.
And while we can clip our cigars, you can't clip my wings. I wouldn't let anybody else clip my cigar. I hate it when shops ask, hey, you want me to clip your cigar for you? Like, no, don't get your mitts off my cigar. I'm going to put it in my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about this. Tyler, my first question to you, my friend, is Jonas said you've got the taste buds. Let's talk about your taste buds, my man. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been smoking. Do you remember your first cigar? And what's your favorite cigar besides the Flamingo? Because I know he's going to say the Flamingo right now. So let's something different.
I will say, first of all, Jonas gives me way too much credit. I'm just your average consumer, man. I just so happen to work for a company where I do purchase cigars, and my title for my business is a cigar specialist. But if I have to go through and tell you my first cigar I ever smoked, going back to almost 18, 19 years ago was the original Tobacco Special, which was the Kahlua cigar. And it was good. It was great. It was my first introduction into smoking a cigar there. My first actual cigar I ever bought from a shop that I smoked was a La Flor Dominicana DL 700. And at the time, that was going to be one of the strongest cigars in the market. And, a funny story I always tell people is I just got done binge watching The Sopranos. I wanted to feel like a boss. I wanted to smoke a big, fat, strong cigar. I went to my local shop. I said, hey, what's the fattest cigar, strongest cigar that you had? And the guy just rolled his eyes at me. He's like, oh, this guy, he don't know what the fuck he's doing. So he doesn't say a single word to me. He goes, here, just this one. And I loved it. Like I loved like the flavor profile. I loved the strength. I loved the spice to it, everything like that. And ever since then, it's been magic. Like I fell in love with cigars because of that cigar. And yeah,
That's different.
What was the other questions?
Well, that's different because most people, when they first start smoking cigars, right, they're initiated into like the Connecticut's and things that are a little bit more mild or medium instead of you're like, just give me the strongest you got, man.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
you started. Okay. That's like an infant coming out and going, can I just get a cup of coffee? I need it black.
Absolutely.
Can I get it black
Absolutely.
like my mother's soul? Can I have that? Like that's
Right.
just like it's just different, isn't it?
But I will say, if you want to talk about coffee now, I was like 6 years old with my grandpa drinking black coffee. And I've loved black coffee ever since then.
I feel like things are starting to make a little bit more sense. I feel like at 6 years old, you're drinking black coffee with your grandpa. Like maybe, yeah. All right.
Oh,
So what year was that when you started smoking, Tyler? Like how long have you been smoking now?
Oh, geez. I mean, being a cigar consumer, I'm dating back to almost 18 years now. I mean,
Holy-
I'm 38 now. My first cigar that I actually bought, I was 20 years old, and back when you could buy cigars before 21. So
when somebody says, I'm almost 38 years old, does anybody else just go, shut the fuck up? Like
A little bit.
You're a
Yeah,
kid.
a
Like,
little
shut
bit.
up.
Fucking
You're
baby.
a child. You're a child.
We're all kids here. I'm just saying.
Well, how old are Miyagi? How old are you, my man?
I'm only 40. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 40.
only 40.
Oh, 42. Okay, so you're at least a little. I guess I'm 48. I'll be 49 in February.
Is that it?
Fuck you.
Oh,
God, I hate you. Right? Thank you, Shauna. Thank you. So
Yeah,
Jonas,
you're addressing the emperor there.
Jonas,
my bad. My bad.
Jonas talked a little bit about somebody going down from smoking pipes, to visit the factory and visit the, what you guys were doing. Who was it from smoking pipes that went down there, and then basically kind of check his ID, absolutely, and then look at that,
Come on,
Ash.
John.
That hold on, Lou, you just keep doing what you're doing, and there you go. We're gonna put you right there. There you go. Look at that. Look at that ash.
Look at that construction, baby.
And, it's like a stack of dimes.
Nice.
Come on now. Show your face. Show your beauty.
So who was it that went down there, Tyler? Who was from smoking pipes, and then had you basically validate like this is good, this is bad? Like what did that process look like for you guys? Then we'll get Miyagi's. Let Miyagi talk about it.
So essentially, in our business smoking pipes, we have two guys who are known as cigar specialists, and one is myself. One is another guy named James Shores. Anyone who knows anything about cigar shops in the Southeast, he was originally a Ashton rep, and then we brought him into our business. Worked out perfect, and he just so happened to head down to the Dominican, hangs out with Jonas, going down there, and we can get to the story about the whole the building of our exclusive and everything. But he was like, hey, Tyler gave me this idea for these blends. This is what he's wanting to do. And he just happened to be down there. And they were starting to smoke some things. And they're like, no, we got to get Tyler's opinion. And that's when he comes back with like 50 different samples of different things of saying, like, hey, this is what we want to do with that exclusive. And but James Shores, he was the one who originally initiated this project for us.
How many I hear all the time stories from manufacturers that validate where it's they ask for samples from the manufacturer. The manufacturer sends them X amount of samples and they smoke them, like, nope, not it, keep coming. Was this a fairly quick process for smoking pipes and Blackbird, or was this something where you guys were fairly critical, like, no, this is not what we want, we need a little bit more of this, a little less of this, like something in the middle? Like, what did that process look like? How many times did you tell Jonas, no, this ain't it?
I mean, honestly, there wasn't as much as you think. Jonas already knew going into it like a flavor profile that I wanted, and this is essentially my project going into it. And for me, like, just for people to know, like, my ideal cigar is like, I like something a little bit stronger, a little beefier, a little more spice, a little fuller bodied kind of cigar. And so but I also wanted to do something that was just different outside of Blackbird's profile. And Jonas had that idea going into it, like knowing kind of what I wanted. So he already had a couple different samples going into it when James got there, and he sampled a couple different things. And of course, like, everyone's taste is going to be different. So as James is sampling some things, it might not be exactly what I want it to be going forward, right? And there was no tweaking to the blend. Like I said, like, James came back with a bunch of different samples going forward, and we smoked through all these different things. And Miyagi can actually attest to this here. There was one particular sample, and he was like, are you going to choose this one? Miyagi, you're going to choose this one? And I had a whole different idea for something, a different sample that they gave us to smoke through. But Miyagi was the one. He was like, I'm telling you, smoke this one more time before you go through with it. And it turned out to be the Habano that turned out to be what we have right here. And there was no tweaking of anything, man. As soon as I smoked that one the second time, I was like, bro, that's the one. This is it. This is money. This is going to be something everyone's going to love.
Miyagi, tell us your side of the story. Is that how it went down? Like, and then talk about why you thought this was the one.
Well, there's a few things. This goes back to last year, actually, earlier last year. Honestly, Tyler and I, we had a meeting online, and we were just joshing before the meeting, just talking about, like, making a different project. And him and I had talked about Lanceros for like a long time. It's like, we need to make a Lancero. And I'm very passionate about Lanceros, so I was like, hey, say less. What can we do? Originally, I thought about a different blend as an older blend that we had. And I had brought them the cigars, and both James and Tyler were very interested on it. But, when Tyler said, we need to do this on a Lancero, I was like, yeah, I'm all in, let's do this. It just turns out that when you're turning things into Lanceros, this is precision, right? You gotta use a certain amount of tobacco, so you can only have a limited amount of things you can put in that cigar to make it, successful. And so that's why, the different blends came to be. And then ultimately, Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it came out to like a Sumatra, a Connecticut, and a Habano.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm partial to the Habano. The Connecticut was phenomenal. But I feel like there's
the Connecticut was great.
Oh yes, it was phenomenal. But I feel like there's a lot out there like that, and it was just a uniqueness. don't know. It just stood out to me, like the Habano. But turning out that I'm also Habano fiend myself, I might have had that influence there. But it was just so unique, so different that I was like, dude, you gotta do this again. You gotta try this. I mean, this gotta happen. And it just turned out that even with time, it was getting better and better. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a success right here. But ultimately, it's their decision, right? It's smoking pipes, and luckily, that's what they went with. And I mean, it just turned out really good.
It really did. I'm digging it. I want to give the folks at home the blend. If you've watched the show in the last, I don't know, month,
You can hardly hear him at all.
Yeah, no, we got that. It is what it is. Let me talk about the blend. It's Ecuadorian Habano wrapper over Connecticut broadleaf binder with Connecticut broadleaf Nicaraguan and Dominican Republic fillers. It is a Lancero. Its retail price is $10.30. Go to smokingpipes.com. You can get this. They only made 250 boxes of 20 count. So 20 count, 250 20 count boxes. And it's a true exclusive. As Jonas said in his short audio that he sent us, and Tyler said, this is a blend that is unique. And it's unique to Blackbird. It's unique to smokingpipes.com in that it's not like a variant of a blend that's already out there, right? It's not anything that's out there. It is a true exclusive. Look, and you want to get a 5-pack of this for free. All you got to do is go to wherever you're watching right now, especially if it's Facebook and YouTube, because that's the only two places it works. It doesn't work on Rumble. If you're watching on Instagram, it doesn't work. Type in #Flamingo. You're gonna get entered to win a 5-pack of the Flamingo plus this hat, which I dig. Can't clip my wings. So when you guys are talking about lounge exclusives, because that's what this is, right? It's an online retail exclusive, and we know that there's Low Country associated with Smoking Pipes, but this is an online exclusive for smokingpipes.com. What is it you guys look for? Do you want like the exclusive blend? Do you want something that's completely different, or do you look for variants? Do you listen? It's hard to listen to the customers who are online, though, right? Sometimes, Tyler. Like, how do you kind of figure out what it is you're going to go after?
So, just to give a little perspective here, like the Flamingo is actually the smokingpipes.com's 5th exclusive cigar that we've done. But every cigar we've done so far was like a line extension or a unique size of a pre-existing blend, things like that. When Jonas and I talked about doing it exclusive with Blackbird, I wanted to do something that was just completely unique, completely out the norm of Blackbird's profile, but also completely out the profile for Smoking Pipes. And I wanted to do just something completely unique going forward. And I mean, if I want to say, like, if you're gonna like look to the perspective of what customers want, anyone who owns a business knows that you can't always please every customer in that business. But I wanted to do something that was just so out of the box for Blackbird, but for also Smoking Pipes. And anyone who knows Smoking Pipes, if you do shop with us, we are the world's largest distribution of pipes and pipe tobacco. But we've also studied these, like all our sales and stuff that we've done for almost 25 years. And the guys who do buy cigars, they do like thinner ring gauges. They like Lanceros, they like Lonsdales, they like Coronas. So I wanted to do something that would gear towards the happiness of our pipe smokers, but also the happiness of our cigar smokers as well. And it just, I don't know, man, the cigar just magic. And I think anyone who truly likes something that if you're a pipe smoker, if you like something in like dark fired Kentucky range, something a little bolder, something to go along with that kind of mind frame, dude, this is a cigar for you. Like, I mean, it's not a cigar that you can smoke first thing in the day. I mean, I could, but I also smoke like 30 cigars a day. But I mean, this is a cigar that was meant to be made for like an after dinner smoke. It's meant to be, you have a full belly on you. It's meant to be paired with certain drinks that you go throughout the day. And dude, all I'm saying is buy it.
It is
You need
very good. It is very good. I want to ask another manufacturer who's on the show, Lou Cross. You're smoking it, my friend. Give me your initial thoughts on this Flamingo.
This is the first time I've smoked the cigar. I'm enjoying it very much. And I will say this, look, my palate is not, anything particular, but this is one of the first cigars I've ever gotten that's got there's a berry note to it.
it.
Yep.
There is a berry note to this cigar that's very pleasant. And I'm a big Habano guy. Miyagi, I smoke a lot of Habano, but this cigar is very interesting. I mean, and something to be able to get so much, different flavors out of something that my palate is surprised. I'm enjoying the cigar. So
Yeah,
thank you.
I would agree with that. I think there is and I don't know if I'm not getting a lot of berry. What I'm getting is a lot of floral. Which like Miyagi, can you speak to that? What should we be picking up out of this? You've smoked it, the blend. What should we be picking up out of this?
Definitely, the Habano is going to bring a little bit of that sweetness onto it, but the Dominican, it's bringing out that natural floralness that, you actually get from Dominican tobacco. It's very present, very prevalent, in my opinion. Just a little bit. I'm not sure if berry kind of gives me that hint of berry, but I feel like it's more like on that citrus side as well. A little earthiness on it.
I think it's that mix of floral and citrus, because I get that can give you that berry type experience on the palate. Because there is a sweetness to it, right? There is definitely a sweetness to it.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Now with the power, the earthiness, as it continues, you'll start to get a little bit more of that, like a meaty, kind of like like a nice steak, kind of like undertones on it. It kind of like lingers on the back end. And the beauty of it is for a Lancero, it stands pretty good towards like with a bourbon or even rum.
Ooh! If I could drink, I would. That would be the pairing. I would go
rum.
For
sure.
Yeah. I'm drinking a root beer, so it's kind of rum like. Not really.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have a little bit of both. I'm actually doing Bardstown with Foursquare right now. So
nice. Nice. Tyler, what do you pick up out of this? Like, what are the notes you pick? Look, Jonas talked about your palate. He's never talked about my palate the way he talked about yours. It's a little creepy, but like, what are you picking up, my friend?
Hey, listen, again, Jonas gives me way too much credit. I definitely don't have the palate that he thinks I do. Going back to the berry thing,
No.
I could find like a little bit more of like a tartness to a berry. Like, when people think of berry, they automatically think of like sweet, like fruitiness, right? That's not always the case. Like I could see a little bit of like a tart cherryness going with it.
There you go.
Like, I could see that going through there, but there's like a thickness to like a tart cherry that when you smoke that, like that thicker flavor profile that you get from it.
And sometimes when I get that kind of tart cherry note in cigars, it almost comes across as medicinal and fake, right? This doesn't. It's very natural tasting, and it's very, very good. I'm digging it. I want to ask Sean and Brian Livermore, what are you guys picking up out of this? What are you guys thinking so far of the Flamingo?
Oh, I like the Habano in it. I kind of taste a little like a white pepper, little spice that kind of comes in the back notes of it. There's a sweetness that comes forward, and then like a little bit of a, I don't know. I guess I would say white pepper because it's not like a strong pepper, but it's more of a sweet type pepper going into it. Because because you just get that little bit of a spice, but the Habano kind of smooths that out. Yeah, very smooth smoking, very easy pulling, very well done, very well constructed. Yeah.
Shauna, what about you? I
100%
trust,
agree.
I trust your palate more than I trust Brian's.
Right. Right. And that you should. So let me give you the, professional
Yes, please.
opinion
Please.
here.
please.
It burns the back of my nose, so I'm assuming
That's a tickle.
some kind of pepper in it. You're right about the fact that you should not smoke this on an empty stomach. It's a very strong cigar, but it pulls really easy, and it has a nice flavor. It's easy to smoke.
Yeah, it is. I want to talk a bit about the size. Lancero, notoriously difficult to roll, right? Notoriously difficult to get right. And this is Blackbird's first Lancero, right? Right, Miyagi. This is your first one. What was the process like? Do you know like what the factory went through to be able to do this? Because I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and this is no disrespect meant towards Blackbird. Anytime any cigar manufacturer comes out with the first Lancero and I get a box of it, I'm like, maybe 5 of these are going to be plugged.
Sure.
Not one has been plugged. Not one has been,
Sure.
underfilled. These have been rolled really well. So your factory nailed it, Miyagi. You guys, like, kudos to you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I mean, we've spent the last 2 years tweaking or perfecting, if you want to call it, all our process, right? So with that, Papo is really big on anything that comes to do with like the quality and the consistency of the cigar. If anything, we want your experience to always be the best. So the reason why we haven't made a Lancero before, one of the reasons is because we wanted to make sure we perfected that. We just so happened to find the right time, right place, and the right mindset to do this. And just the combination of Tyler, James, Papo, El Caballo, and then Jonas. It just came to be, So it was just a really nice time to do this. A really great project. Honestly, I've been satisfied also with everything, all the construction. Papo really made a big difference on these cigars. And of course, we selected also specific rollers to, with specific experience to be able to do these cigars.
Yeah, because it takes a lot to do them right. Like you could probably teach me to do one. You wouldn't want to, but you could. So it does. There's a lot of skill that is involved with doing these. The Lanceros, but there seems to be a trend in the industry. And Tyler, I'll ask you, and then I want to talk a little bit about smokingpipes.com, but I want to ask you, have you seen that in the industry as a retailer where everyone seems to be going to smaller ring gauges or smaller sizes overall? Coronas, Corona Extras, the fat little piggies, like just the like short Robusto. That seems to be where everyone's going. Have you seen that, my friend?
I got to be honest with you. Personally, I don't really believe in trends because, when it comes to cigars and comes to tobacco as a whole, it's like coffee, it's like bourbon, scotches, food in general. It's also subjective. Like, there is no trend of things. I've worked in retail for almost 15 years, and on the retail side, you get the guys who want the 6x60s. They want the bigger ring cigars and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But they want the bang for their buck, right? And rightfully so. Me personally, I'm a big Lancero fiend just because I've always liked more wrapper ratio to filler and binder. But it's all based on the blend too. But it's really truly all based on that prospect of what your taste is, like what cigar you like to smoke, what cigar you like to buy, and everything like that. That's up to you. Like there is no right or wrong to this kind of shit. You know what I mean?
No, there's not, but I do think there are trends, and that comment that was just up there that Tim took off at the wrong time. Saka from Drifting Drams. Saka just did the go fuck yourself Lancero set, and if he's doing it, it must be a thing. Like that is he's not wrong.
And I will say, I actually on one of our Instagram accounts, I did a video for that box set there, And I smoked the whole box set, and all those cigars are absolutely fucking phenomenal. You know, I love everything that Dunbarton does. Steve Stock is my boy. But again, like it's all about like your flavor profile, what you like, and all that stuff. There's no right or wrong to it, man. Like there is, to me, there is no true trend.
Yeah,
like, it's what you like.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
as
for
a
sure.
sales guy,
Smoke what you
beg
like.
to differ as a sales guy.
Oh, here
I
we
think
go.
it's also
Yes,
regional.
fight.
I think it's also regional because, like, I've noticed that my places that are, for example, closer to like a golf course, these guys they do want that 660. They do want that big cigar. They want an easy cigar to go throughout the entire day. I do also see that my guys in the cities are looking for smaller ring gauges, quicker cigars. Basically, it's cold. They don't want to be outside. They don't have that much time to smoke cigars, so they're looking for small, good hitters. So like
Absolutely,
places
absolutely.
Atlanta, Charlotte, they Raleigh, they go immediately for the smaller cigars. Whereas further away from the cities, then most of these folks they want to take their time on the lounge, or they want to take their time on the course, and they want to have bigger ring gauges. So it varies depending on where you're located. And also time. Right now it's winter. A lot of the guys they really if they don't have time to be in a lounge, they gotta smoke in their house or outside. So they don't want to have a really big cigar. They just want to smoke something, enjoy it, and be able to go back inside because it's freezing, right? So it varies a little bit by time.
Is it winter?
Yeah,
I don't know.
everybody has a cool ice fishing tent to smoke in.
I built this so I don't ever have to leave the house. And I can smoke and podcast and do all the other bullshit that I have to do, and I don't ever have to know it's winter. But looking at Lou, it looks like it's winter even in Florida. Yeah,
it's
Love
cold.
that.
Lou's just like it's cold.
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm
Love
fucking here.
You're in Florida, man. All you
Little
did was
beanie.
upgraded the Crocs and added some socks.
No, right, that's what I said.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what when I'm driving through Florida and I see a sign on a bridge that says, bridges ice first. I'm like, when's the last time they saw fucking ice down here? I live in Iowa. God damn it. I don't know what fucking winter or ice is. These motherfuckers, they get a little bit of something and they're like, oh my God, we got to cancel everything. Let's talk about the size thing just a little bit more. Let me ask, the other retail shop that's on the call here, Sean O'Brien, Smoldering Cigar, Livermore, Iowa. Are you guys seeing a trend towards, because it is Iowa, it is winter, it is cold. Are you guys seeing a trend towards the smaller ring gauges right now?
I do see a smaller ring gauge when it comes to like especially seasoned smokers, because they can still pull out the kind of, if the cigar is done right, a Lancero or a short Robusto, they can still pull out great flavors and have an hour-long cigar in 30 minutes and able to and so I see more of that trend when the seasons change. When spring and summer comes, I start seeing more of the Toros being a big, Toros are big. But yeah, Lanceros I have definitely picked up a lot more. And I think that's just because of the fact that I think when they're done right, the flavor profile that comes out of them is excellent. And I think those seasoned smokers are picking up on that.
Yeah. I do like a Lancero. Everybody says they like a Lancero. Like everybody does. Like, oh yeah, Lancero. It's that burger to bun ratio, right? Everybody wants the bun with these. It's like having a really good I don't know. Name your favorite bun. Pretzel bun, a ciabatta roll, like brioche. Like, yeah. It's kind of like that.
Give me a good pretzel bun.
Yeah, instead of like the meat in the middle. And but for me, I like the Toro. I like the meat in the middle. I'm a steak guy. I like that. And the wrapper, like it's diminishing returns. The larger the ring gauge, the larger the size of the cigar. But everybody always says they want a Lancero. Nobody ever buys it. Go buy this Lancero. SmokingPipes.com. It's $10.30. If I'm not looking at my notes, is that the MSRP on this?
That is MSRP, but you might find it a little bit cheaper if you buy it right now at SmokingPipes.com.
SmokingPipes.com right now. Get a little cheaper. Look, there's only 250 boxes of these made. I don't want to ask how many are left. It's been on sale since the 19th of November. We've been talking about it at Simply Stogies And Simply Stogies cleared the air, and now we're talking about a Simply Stogies After Dark. So I don't. Maybe there's 10 boxes left. Maybe there's 249 boxes left. I got one. I don't know. Go get it. It's super limited.
You go there and buy it.
Yeah, and there is definitely, Josephus says, he likes a lot of pepper on the retro, and there is a sweet note. I don't know if it's leather, but there is a lot of pepper on the retro, sweet on the tongue,
sure.
flavor that reminds of chewing on the rain, sitting in a buggy when I was a kid with notes of cedar and oak. That's a great description, Josephus. And I love the name Josephus. A buddy of mine always calls me Bocephus for some reason. I have no idea why. It's not you. You're not even a buddy of mine. You're like an acquaintance. You're like a close, not even close. You're just like barely an acquaintance.
Fair enough.
That's Tim's like, whatever, fuck off. Let's talk about smokingpipes.com, because when I think of smokingpipes.com, I think of you filthy fucking pipers out there that like a pipe and all of your bullshit, like right then and there, like right before you want your nicotine like fix. You're like, let me do all the bullshit beforehand. Let me like right there. Like let me break up the tobacco. And I'm not a pipe guy, obviously.
Why the hate? What's going on with it?
Why?
Tell me how you really feel about this.
I'm not a pipe guy. Look, the name of the podcast is Simply Fucking Stogies. All right. Simply Stogies. We have a pipe review guy. He does a great job, Michael Gouge. You can check out his tobacco reviews. He knows what he's talking about. He loves it. But my brother-in-law smoked pipe, and he was like, let me teach you how to do this. And so he's breaking up the tobacco, and then he's packing the bowl, and then he tamps it down, and then toasts it and lights it, and then like tamps it.
That's right.
There's a lot of bullshit involved. Pipes, like right while you want to smoke. And with cigars, I can just cut, light, go. And I get my nicotine fix, and I enter this zen-like state where all of my troubles and stress fade away. There is a time and a place for pipes, and pipe tobacco is very good. It's just not my thing. And but you guys are more than just pipes at smokingpipes.com, right, Tyler?
Correct. I mean, our name is obviously Smoking Pipes. We are the world's largest distribution of pipes and pipe tobacco. For those out there who don't understand smoking pipes, we do own Peterson Pipes out in Dublin, Ireland. Right here in South Carolina, we do Cornell and Deal pipe tobacco. We make all of it right here. I mean, it's a big enterprise, but we do a lot with cigars also. We actually just this year acquired Caldwell Cigar Company. That is now our cigar brand that we do all of that with. And I mean, cigar sales for us are booming. But I mean, pipes and pipe tobacco, it's a very small niche in the tobacco world, but it's a very large amount of that small niche to go along with it.
Is it making a comeback, or pipes making a comeback in pipe tobacco? I kind of feel like when I started this my cigar journey 7 years ago now, when I did that, people were smoking pipes, but not a lot of people. And it seems like in the last 2 to 3 years, the Hobbit says that you're my fucking cigar wife.
Come on now.
That's a true fucking story.
Come on now, Bruce.
That is a true fucking story.
Bruce, I swear on all that's holy. The next time
Come
I
on
see
now,
you,
Bruce.
I'm shaving that fucking beard of yours.
Please do.
Is that true? Is pipe tobacco making a comeback?
Honestly, I would say yes. There's very much a resurgence. Again, like it's that small niche in the industry, but there is it's a comeback, man. Like, we're finding these guys who are like 45 and under who are getting into pipe smoking, and whether it's the nostalgia of like, my granddad, my uncle, my dad, whoever smoked a pipe, doing whatever, we're finding all these, grandma too, of course.
Yeah.
I don't segregate.
No, me either. This is a judge-free zone, my friend. This is a safe space for all you millennials and Gen Zers.
For sure. Yeah.
Tyler's like, I fucking hate you so much.
I love you.
I know, I love you too, buddy.
No, but there is a huge like pipe resurgence. You know, like it's is it going to be as big as it was in like the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s? Probably not, but it's a big deal right now in the tobacco industry. 100%. Look at that fucking face. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Lou.
Lou, God damn you.
Way to go.
God damn you.
That's right.
I-
That's right.
My
Wait,
wife. Let me tell you something.
wait, there's Miyagi. Look, Miyagi with that glorious fucking facial hair. That
Hold
beard.
up.
See,
Jealous.
now that looks like a pipe smoker right
He
there.
looks like a fucking wizard, doesn't he? Do it again. Do it again, Miyagi. Oh my God. It's like Gandalf the almost white. Like right there with the fucking. I am just.
I think your credit score just went up.
Yeah, credit score just went up. But that's the thing. So there's this stigma that was around with pipes where it's like, oh, your grandfather did it, your grandmother did it, like whoever. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, but old people smoke pipes.
Well,
And it's
yeah,
making
but-
this resurgence. And it's interesting because now we're talking about millennials and Gen Z. I'm talking about millennials and Gen Z because I'm a Gen Xer, so fuck all of you. But when we talk about millennials and Gen Z, and we talked about this a little bit on the podcast when we had Miyagi and Jonas on, like Blackbird Cigars goes after the millennials and the Gen Z smokers, bringing new blood into this industry, whether it's smokingpipes.com with their pipes and their pipe tobacco, or Blackbird with their branding, and that they're doing fun things, and it's colorful. The box is pink. You guys have seen it. They've got the pink hat to go along with it. And it's very tropical, and it's very, and Jonas is he's a bona fide hip hop star. Talk about what you guys are doing to bring new blood into this industry, which is so badly needed.
I got one right there too, Miyagi.
Oh.
I got you.
Well, you messed up because you don't have the flamingo thingy that you had on the video. You're supposed to have the little flamingo.
Yeah, where's the little? Yeah.
Listen. I can't do everything perfectly, bro. I try my best. Go ahead.
Talk about that, Miyagi, just a little bit. What you guys are doing, branding wise and marketing wise, to bring in the new cigar smoker, the new blood.
Well, I mean, there's not really much reinventing the wheel, but we want to bring something fresh to the table. As you've seen with our past things, our colors are our first call, right? The first thing that you see when you look at our brand is actually the coloring. And with that's one of the reasons why the flamingo came to be. I noticed, we had, different shades of blue. We had yellow, reds, purples. And we had that lime green with the Ren recently. I was like, you know what? Something to contrast it. We need a shocking pink. We need something different. And then the flamingo just kind of like fit just well with it. The Lancero, the entire concept. I kind of took a little page from Jonas with how he develops every single one of the lines with a bird. And it was the first thing that came to mind. It's like, when I think of Lanceros, I think of, long legs, bird or thin, right? And flamingo just kind of fit that profile. And then I feel like, we've done all these colors. Maybe a little shade of pink would actually not be so bad. And it just fits so well.
It does. Yeah, it really does fit with your branding really well. I do love the flamingo. This is a great cigar. We're going to have a review on it next week. I didn't want to put the review out today. I thought about it. It's like, no, I'm going to wait a week. So go to simplystogies.com. Next Friday, you'll see the review of the flamingo. You'll see what I scored it. But I really do like it. The first time I lit it up, it was the last cigar I think I smoked for the day. And I was like, I'm not picking everything up. I wasn't picking everything up. I wasn't able to really punch through. I know you tell me, like, you maybe don't smoke this first cigar, but this is a good. I could smoke this first thing in the morning.
I mean, I could too, but I also smoke like 45 fucking cigars a day. So
how many cigars a day?
Yeah, the number keeps going up.
I know, right? Like, what's the true number, Tyler? Like, what do you? I know you work at smokingpipes.com and Low Country, but come on now, like, how many are you really?
There is this ongoing joke with our company that I smoke more cigars in one day than anyone in our company smokes in an entire day, all combined.
Are you smoking more than 4 a day?
Smoking more than 4 a day? Of course.
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah.
All right, you got me beat.
I-
Miyagi, how many are
I've
you?
rarely ever seen him without a
First of
cigar.
all, and Miyagi can attest to this here, but dude, I'm smoking Flamingo right now. This is my 4th Flamingo today.
Holy shit!
All right, but that's
Well, if you
also
smoke
because
them all, nobody's going to be able to buy them.
All right, Tim's got a good point.
more for me, bro. Come on now, more for me.
There's another manufacturer that I'm thinking of that has uttered those exact same words, and he may or may not be on this podcast right now. Nothing like a dealer getting high off his own stuff. Like it's just I'm not sure about that. But the Flamingo is a great cigar. I want to kind of go around the horn, as they say in baseball. Kind of get everybody's opinion on it. We'll start with my cigar wife, apparently Tim.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think? If you're my
I think
cigar
you
wife,
packed a dishwasher like a cracked out raccoon. That's what I think. No, this is a great cigar. I actually am really enjoying this new addition to the Blackbird line, even though it is an LE or limited edition. I really dig it. And I'm going to Venmo Brian for my tasting notes because he nailed it right on the head for me.
Okay. I don't know what
Venmo me.
apparently he's going to Venmo you. Let's.
Oh, that's right. Brian doesn't know what Venmo is.
Yeah, I was going to say. He's like,
Can you
what?
Venmo?
No,
you
but I'm
Venmo
okay
me?
with that.
I
Go
would
ahead,
love that.
Venmo him.
Right, so would I. Why are you Venmoing him? Venmo me. Brian, let's start with you and your Trash Panda palette. What do you think of the Flamingo, my friend?
Well, it's extremely enjoyable. It's very smooth. I'm drinking scotch, and it pairs very well with that.
Yes.
It is, like I said, and as I've gotten through it, the flavor has changed, so there's a little complexity that comes with it. So the white pepper I was tasting in the first third is kind of mellowed down a little bit, and I think it's a type of cigar that hits a wide range of people. It wouldn't be subjected to just seasoned smokers. You could definitely put new people in that category because the sweetness of the wrap is definitely takes control of it, I would say.
Yeah, Shauna, you have a little bit more of a refined palate. What do you do? I like Shauna more than I like you, Brian. Shauna, what do you get?
Well, although I love my husband with all my heart, I absolutely disagree that this would be something for a new smoker. I mean, Jesus, if nobody had any nicotine before the day they came in here and you handed him this cigar.
Go put some hair on your chest.
They
Smoke it, boy.
all over your lounge. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So I don't agree with him on that, but
So what tasting notes did you get? Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good. The first couple of
I don't even know why I asked
was
the question,
a
Shauna.
little intense.
Jesus.
It was intense.
Okay.
I
Thanks.
see
Thanks
that.
for that.
I could see that.
I don't know if it was intense, Lou.
But it was intense for me, but it got better. The longer that I smoked it, it got better. It got less intense. It got less. I mean, it was,
See, I appreciated the fact that it started off strong right out of the gate.
It did, but then it kind of mellowed out in the middle third, which I
Right.
liked.
yeah.
And now I'm in the final third, and it's ramping up, and I'm getting a lot of pepper, some chocolate, leather, maybe a little bit of caramel, charred wood. It very, very pleasant. I really like it.
Sure.
Flowers.
It's
Huh?
cedar. It's definitely like a cedar taste.
Yeah, you're getting the baking spices,
Sure.
the spicy cedar. Lou, you have a refined palate, my friend. What do you pick it up?
Well, the sweetness is definitely something that was very appealing, and it kind of started out strong and sweet, and then it mellowed in the middle, and then the last third just kind of was the really most enjoyable part of it for me. I just nubbed it out. I kind of showed you while you guys were talking, and I smoke fast, and
really fast.
yeah, well, it was. You guys have all been talking, and I've been sitting here puffing away. But it was a very enjoyable smoke. The leather and spice notes did come at the end that are characteristic of the Habano, and I really enjoyed the cigar. So, if you can take the cigar and it changed 3 times for me, just the way you'd expect a good, well-refined, well-balanced cigar to do. Um, you know, smoke it as slow as you can. I liked it. I smoked it fast because I was enjoying it so much. I will smoke it again.
Yeah, no, I absolutely. I would too. I really do like it. There's a little bit of chocolate and baking spices now that are hitting like that and making me salivate in the back of my tongue, right? That I really, really
100%.
like when a cigar does that. You know,
100%.
it's
But
very,
without bitterness. So
yeah, there's
without
no bitterness.
So I think it would match a lot more people because it's not like a Maduro or.
No,
But you,
no.
I think people that don't have a refined palate could pull out something out of it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and if you notice in that video that we played at the top of the hour with Jonas, the inside of the box, when you flip it up, it tells you what the strength is on it. It's not all the way full. It's like a medium plus. Is what either one of you have your box handy of the Flamingo. When you flip that up, there we go. We got Miyagi. When you flip it, there we go. So let me go to yeah, right there. Hold it right there, Tyler. So yeah, there's like three little bars that aren't there. I would call this medium plus in profile, but it's full flavored. You're not missing anything on the flavor. Kudos to everybody at Blackbird. This is a great cigar. And again, go to smokingpipes.com. You can get it right now for less than MSRP, maybe. You want to
maybe
you got you want to tell the folks a little bit about that, Tyler?
I'm just saying, you go to Smoking Pipes, you might be able to buy it at a percentage off.
At a percentage off. There you go. That's all we're getting out of it is that. And look, if you look
I can't give away all the secrets. Come on.
No, but look, if you do it right now while the show's going on, we've got another hour. Look, you can type in hashtag Flamingo at the bottom, or in whatever comment you're in section, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. Instagram won't work, Rumble won't work. You can enter to win a 5-pack of the Flamingo and this hat that will come to you directly from me, from my hands to you, in this nice little fresh pack that our friends at smokingpipe.com sent us. Go to smokingpipes.com, pick up the Flamingo today. Miyagi, what do you want to, thought on the Flamingo? What do you got for the folks at home?
I think it's very, very harmonious. You've definitely been, in my opinion, right on the spot with some of the flavor profiles, but it's very harmonious. While it is medium to medium plus, it's not harsh enough to ruin your palate earlier in the day if you want to smoke it earlier. And if you're new into the game and you just want to, venture into something a little stronger but not really destroy your palate, this is a really good way to enter this. It's Habano, so it's very medium into when it comes down to, those like harsh peppers, harsh spices, instead of being a very peppery or in-your-face type of cigar. And it gives you a nice, ample array of flavors that if you are really wanting to try to refine your palate a little bit, I think this is a really good cigar to do that on.
Yeah, no, I would agree. This is something you can really kind of sink your teeth into. There's a lot of complexity here. So if you are trying to figure out how to find tasting notes, maybe you're new to that, you want to really dig into the cigar, this is a great cigar to start with, just because it is so complex and there is nuance to it. It's not just a pepper bomb for the sake of being a pepper bomb. It's not a spice bomb. There are notes that you can pick out. There are things in the undercurrent, so to speak, that kind of add their voice to the course. It's not just a cacophony of one note. It is a melody. It's a complex melody.
Yes.
I love your descriptions there. So the
100%.
The strong words, the cacophony.
Those are just big words that I looked up in the source right before the show started.
I love it.
What do you want to say about
anytime you can get a real good complexity out of a Lancero, you've done a great job. I mean, it's not
absolutely.
It's not an easy cigar to roll, and in this time of season up north when it's colder and people are trying to still get the full flavor, the full boldness out of a short time that they got before they need to get home before we get 10 feet of snow or something. I mean, it's a great deal.
Yeah.
10 feet of snow. No, you're not
well,
gonna see
I
me
don't
out
know
there
if we get
anytime
10
in this-
feet. I don't think that's a thing. Tyler,
Come on up and visit.
what do you want to leave? Well, you know, we're at the top of the hour, a little over, but what do you want to leave the folks with about smokingpipes.com and the Flamingo?
So I'll put it to you like this. First of all, thank you guys for having your dog over here. I love that. I love the Malteses. I love those guys. I love that shit. I have a Maltese myself, so thank you. I put it to you like this. The Flamingo for smokingpipes.com is a phenomenal cigar. It was blended more towards the taste of my profile, and I hope that you guys can enjoy that. But more importantly, I think you should try everything in the portfolio of Blackbird. Everything Blackbird makes is phenomenal. Every cigar they make is incredible. More importantly, obviously, Flamingo. But these cigars are great. Everything they make is great. Buy it. Call me if you need some orders. Let's go.
There you go. Smokingpipes.com. You can go get it right now. You're going to get a percentage off. Retail is MSRP is $10.30 for this Lancero. Only 250 boxes made of 20 count boxes. Go get it. It's a very good cigar. I'm glad I picked up my box because this is something that I'm going to enjoy. So look forward to that review next week. SimplyStogies.com. Again, hashtag it. This is going to go for the next hour. Hashtag Flamingo in the comments. You can enter to win a 5-pack, this fresh pack of Flamingos sent to us by smokingpipes.com, and this wonderful hat that has "Can't Clip My Wings" from blackbirdcigar.com. I want to thank Jonas and Tyler for Jonas. I want to thank Jonas for coming on with his recording that he sent us. I want to thank Miyagi for coming on and spending time with us. I want to thank Tyler for coming on, spending time with us. You guys are more than welcome to hang around. We've got a whole nother hour coming up. It is our year-end after dark. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, that has happened this year. We're going to look back, look forward, all of that good stuff. But before we do, we're going to pay some bills. And of course, this episode, this second hour of After Dark is brought to you by Lure Cigars. Lure Cigars are the brand new Jolly Walleye, just in time for Christmas. This is a 5.5 by 52 Habano 2000 wrapper over an Ometepe binder and a trio of Nicaraguan filler tobaccos. You're going to get tasting notes of honey graham cracker, light cedar, baking spices, espresso, and just a touch of chili pepper. It is a complex combination of memorable flavors. And the smoke is just absolutely creamy and delicious. I love the Jolly Walleye. It's a second LE this year. Lure Cigars, lurecigars.com to figure out where you can order it. I don't want to give anything away, but I think maybe Smoking Pipes might have some lure. Is that a thing?
Not quite yet. Not
quite yet. Is that gonna be a
yet.
thing, Lou? I don't know.
Soon, maybe we can work something out.
There you go. Maybe.
We've talked.
All right. And of course, the second hour of After Dark is brought to you by smallbatchcigar.com. Smallbatchcigar.com. Aficionados know, enthusiasts know, and now you know smallbatchcigar.com. You can check out the latest episode of Simply Stogies, where we have Andrew and Dave from smallbatchcigar.com on, and they talk about all kinds of stuff. They talk about how the sausage is made, how they work with small batch boutique manufacturers. I can't tell you how many different cigar brands that I have found through them, including Dapper, Castagli, Curavari, Matilde. The list goes on and on. Smallbatchcigar.com. Enthusiasts know, aficionados know, and now you know. And of course, if you use Stogies, you're going to get an extra 10% off plus 5% bonus reward points. That's going to be something that you can bank, or you can spend the money on now because you know your spouse is going to fuck up your Christmas gift. So just buy what you want. Smallbatchcigar.com. Aficionados know, enthusiasts know, now you know. Smallbatchcigar.com. Top of the second hour. It's time to cut my second cigar of the night. I know some of you probably have already done that. And I just finished the Flamingo, fantastic cigar. We've talked about it for the last hour.
You guys are fat.
What?
Yes, you are very-
Well, I'm sorry that
I
we.
must be really super slow. I mean, this.
You said it, not me. You said it, not me. But before we clip our cigars, we got to mention you can't clip my wings. Clip my wings, but you can clip my cigar. Brought to you by BlackbirdCigarCompany.com. If you haven't tried the rest of the line from Blackbird, this is the time.
On this table.
We got some great stuff. I smoked a Rook earlier today. Sumatra. Oh, such a good Sumatra. I love the Rook. The Cuckoo is one of my favorite ones. The Crow, if you want something with a little more heft to it. Miyagi is still here. Miyagi, what's your favorite out of your lineup?
Oh, wow. It varies, honestly. I've gone through the entire line. Right now, I've been binging on the box press, actually, that we just released. That box press Crow, it was just a complete different adventure. Making a box press, you do have to sacrifice a little bit of the leaves that you put in there. And Pablo did us very well by balancing out that cigar in the box press format. By the way, also available on smokingpipes.com right now. It's a Toro, and the way that it harmonizes that pepper now, it's just kind of like toned down a little bit, and it brings now the creaminess and the smoothness of the actual San Andres. And it just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's just kind of brought me into that, especially now in the colder environment. I kind of like clinging more to like a little bit of a stronger cigar, but that one just hits absolutely just right.
Absolutely, I like I like everything that I smoked from Blackbird. Really good. Oh, look at Tyler! Look at him go
right here. Come on now.
Where are you at, Tyler? Like, you look like you're in a warehouse.
Well, I can't give all my secrets away. Come on now.
Oh, come on now! Like, you look like you're surrounded by a bunch of cigars behind you.
No, technically, right now I'm in our back office room for our retail location.
Right, retail location, which is Low Country, correct?
Low Country Pipe and Cigar in Little River, South Carolina. If you're in that area, come on by, see me. I'll take care of you.
There you go. Go say hi to Tyler. Tell him I sent you.
No, don't say hi to me. Don't say hi to me.
No,
don't say hi to me. No,
you go in there and you're like, "Where's Tyler?" Demands Tyler.
No, you don't.
You don't want Tyler there. I promise you, your credit card is not going to want it. The first time that I met Tyler, we had just bought some cigars. I kid you not. We had a little stash of cigars. We went in there just to take a look at some pipes, and that was it. And he's like, "Hey, come take a look at the humidor." And we saw it from the outside. It's like, it looks kind of small, but okay, we'll walk in real quick. And like $250 later, we're in the car like, what the hell just happened? We wanted to look at pipes, and we have a box, literally a box filled over the brim. There are cigars falling out. And we're like, what just happened to us? And that's how I ended up meeting actually Tyler. And then, well, after that, we became good friends.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were very good friends with Tyler. You guys have known each other for a while. I know you guys both know Bruce, who used to write reviews for us, The Hobbit, who said Tim was my cigar wife.
Yeah.
So
The Hobbit.
Guys,
come on.
The Hobbit, yeah. The Hobbit,
come on now.
Fucking beard of his.
Don't give him any credit.
I'm sure I'm sure his feet probably are just as hairy as his face.
I would hate to see them. I'm sorry.
I'm disappointed that you actually thought of that.
Well, I mean, we did share a hotel room with him at the trade show a couple years ago.
Yeah, but I wasn't staring at his feet.
Are you sure you weren't staring at his feet, Tim?
Positive.
I don't think that's a thing.
You had that video.
That's treacherous.
He was sitting on a table with his feet dangling in a podcast for whatever random reason. He doesn't want us to make fun of that. Come on.
That is not a picture.
Let's give him no credit here.
None whatsoever. Lou, I know you said you finished the Blackbird Flamingo. What are you smoking for your second cigar, my friend?
I'm smoking a test blend of something I picked up at the factory that came in today at the warehouse. It's another Habano, and it doesn't I will say this: it doesn't have nearly the flavor that's coming through on the Flamingo. So my palate is still wanting to go back to the Lancero.
because it's so sweet.
I know.
Right? Like I'm missing the sweetness. I'm smoking an SQ 50 from Joji Bobby, Uncle Bobby.
Shoji Bobby.
And I'm finding myself wanting to just go back to that to the Flamingo.
Thank you.
You're very well. You're very well. You've got the palate from Jonas. You got the he has blessed you with the palate of
No.
Hey, Jonas is never going to hear the end of that from me either. I'm like, really? Tyler's got the palate, man? Tyler? Really? All right. I see where you're at.
I appreciate all the credit, but I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody.
Well, that makes two of us, my friend. What are you smoking there, Brian? Looks like you're getting ready to cut into your
speckled perch.
Oh, there you go. Speckled perch.
I really enjoy these.
Speckled perch. That was speckled perch was the first catch and release from Lure Cigars. Broadleaf wrapper. Great cigar. I love that cigar, and it was almost as good as the last cast, but just not quite. I think the last cast was a little bit better. Yeah, it was like just a little bit, maybe a lot better. But it was very, very good. We've got oh Jesus, that was the wrong time to bring him to the stage. Fuck me. What you do it over there, Rigged?
What's up, bro?
What's up? We got Jeff Dillingham, a writer, contributor to simplystogies.com. You guys may know him as Jay Rigged. What are you smoking, buddy?
Henry Clay Warhawk.
Oh, all right. There you go. Nice. Are you still on vacation?
Yeah, don't feel like a vacation, but yeah, I'm on vacation.
It never does.
Whatever. He's hanging out. He was with Miguel and Tim Osgener last night at Corona Cigar Company down there in Florida, hanging out, doing whatever it is Jay Rick does. But I'm glad you could join us for the second hour. The second hour, I really wanted to focus on for the second hour, just a kind of a year in review. Coming up on the 8th this month, we've got the Clear the Air where we talk about Andrew and Dave behind their back. Then put it out for everybody to listen to. So you're going to see that on Sunday, if my math is right.
Your math is right.
There you go. So Sunday, I think that was a great conversation about the conversation that we had with Andrew and Dave from smallbatchcigar.com. And then on the 15th, we've got who do we have coming up, Tim? Why am I drawing a blank? On the 15th, we just recorded with them. Good Lord.
Alzheimer's is a thing, you know?
Oh, dude, you have no idea. You have no idea how bad my Alzheimer's really is. We had Cigar Coupon, William Cigar Cooper, where we did kind of talk a little bit about the
Happy birthday, Coop, by the way.
Prince. Yeah, I think it was his birthday today, yesterday. I think it
close.
was
Yesterday.
Yeah, close. So, but we had him on, and that was a great conversation. So you see that on the 15th. And we do talk a little bit about the mukbangs that he'll be doing coming up next year at cigarcoop.com. I
think that's the hardest laugh we've had on mukbang to date.
To date, yeah. He was like, "What's up?" He's like, "What's a mukbang?" I'm like, "Well, you're doing sandwich reviews and pizza reviews." Like, I'm like, "When are we going to see you in the car?" He's like, "We're not. I'm never going to be in the car." He's like, "I hate when these food influencers are in the car." And then we'll have to Clear the Air the 22nd. Then we'll be celebrating the holidays with our families. Coming up January 1st, though, I'm pleased to announce that our first show, January of 2025, is going to be Sean Williams from Cohiba and General Tobacco. So we'll be talking to him. That's going to be a great conversation. We'll have on the 8th of January, we'll have our Clear the Air where we talk about Sean behind his back. But it's going to be the first time that Sean Williams will be gracing us with his presence at Simply Stogies, and I'm super excited about it.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Great.
Really awesome. We've
Great
talked to him a couple times at the trade show and super knowledgeable, been in the industry forever. So I'm very excited to talk to him. I know he's been friends with Nick Cirrus, our co-host on Simply Stogies, for years. So I'm really looking forward to that conversation with him, because we do focus on boutique cigars here at simplystogies.com. That's typically what we're known for. But I think you guys will be surprised with our top 10 list coming out later this month, and the number one releasing on January 1st. You guys will be surprised at who made the list and who didn't. It's not all boutique cigars this time, so you're welcome, I guess. I don't know. I always say, and I get so much flack for this from my co-host
People.
on the show and people in general here. The Cuckoo Corona is fire. It absolutely is fire.
I agree.
There you go. That's what Tim's smoking for his second one, is the Cuckoo, or the Cuckoo. I think the American smoker, I'm just going to say it. I think the American smoker, the American cigar smoker, their palate is shit.
What?
I mean that. I mean that very sincerely.
You did a whole episode on that.
I did. Am I the only one that thinks that? Tim, do you think that? Do you think the American cigar smokers palate? Like, I know retailers are going to be like, no, my customer's always right.
I can only speak for my own, and I would say, Trash Panda,
Oh yeah, no, your palate shit for sure. For sure.
So I don't know. I think sometimes you're just talking about me, maybe not the general public. It's hard to tell sometimes. I don't know if you're serious or not. It's a thing.
Well, let's just talk about history for a second, Tim. When I first met you, you were smoking cigars that I wouldn't have smoked ever.
Your journey started different than mine.
Mine did.
And I don't necessarily think that one journey is different from another.
Well, they're all the same. They all kind of start the same, and your palate expands, and you get, your palate matures and whatnot. But
stop blowing in her face.
When you look at, I don't know what's going on down in Livermore. I have no idea. Something's going on.
I'm trying to get the dog on the table because she's freaking spoiled, and so I'm trying to make room on this little table for the dog.
I want to see the dog. I want to see the dog.
God, the dog's going to be the fucking star of this goddamn podcast.
The dog already is the star.
Oh my God. Here we go.
The dog. Yes. Yes.
Hey, hello, puppy.
Don't stop.
Pet me.
Bet me now.
She's in the cigar store all the time.
I know, every time we come there.
I love it.
And puts the lotion in the basket.
Miyagi, I don't think you're gonna say the American palate is shit, but I think that what I mean by that is they smoke bad cigars that taste like dirt, cigars that are overly strong just for being strong, and they're not able to determine what needs rest and what doesn't. I can't tell you how many cigars I've smoked in the last year where I'm like, Jesus Christ, why it's just ammonia. The American cigar smoker is willfully ignorant. That's my hot take for the night. Like, do you agree or disagree? I'm asking Miyagi.
No, that's fair.
I'll get to you. Jesus Christ.
Well,
that's fair.
I gotta agree with Tim on this one. Honestly, I think it's the journey. Not everybody has the benefit to either have somebody nearby to try to exhort them to trying something different, or they don't really expand on trying to meet other folks to learn about different cigars. One of the benefits that unfortunately 2020 brought in, it was that a lot of these things were digital, right? So because of the digital world, there was a lot more reviews, a lot more to talk about. And that forced a lot of the people to venture outside of their comfort zone and try something different. So the boutique world, for me, had this really nice boom during that time. Now, I've been more of a follower of boutique since like 2018, personally. But just the fact that, we were forced to just go out there and like, hey, sell me something. Let me try something different. Or we listened to other people talk about the cigars. And it's like, okay, I might need to try this. Or we created clubs, right? Cigar clubs. that exists out there, and we just shared cigars amongst each others. We learned and grew individually. And not everybody did that, unfortunately, but I feel like that's just, like Tim said, it's just part of your journey. Eventually, I feel like, yes, a lot of the folks have actually moved over to a different variety of cigars. And if you notice the comparison, like even in Europe right now, which is common to find like Cuban cigars and things like that, more of these folks are wanting to order cigars that are from Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Honduras, Dominican Republic has made a big boom. And it's just because of that. It's just now people are seeing that, hey, there's just more than these legacy lines out there. And it's just part of your journey. That's all.
Yeah, you're not wrong, and I can't make Honduras, Nicaragua, or Costa Rica sound nearly as sexy as you do, Miyagi.
No, you cannot.
No, I cannot. I definitely have.
There's a new position for cigar husband open.
Yeah.
So can I just touch on something real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
So you pretty much threw it out there and said the American palate is shit compared to the rest of the world, but you really have no scientific.
I didn't say.
Well, you have no scientific data to really combat that, except for saying that they can't tell if it rests. And this is also coming from a guy that got avocado oil from every goddamn cigar. Now it's just from
not every cigar.
But then you're going to sit there and tell Miyagi he's not wrong when he's actually dead on.
I said he wasn't wrong. I don't know. That means he was right. If you're not wrong, you're right.
Oh, yeah, okay. The condescending way of saying it is, well, you're not wrong.
Oh, my God.
But,
Miyagi, was I condescending to you? I apologize. Was I condescending to you, sir? I apologize. I don't. Look, I'm the dumbest guy in the fucking room. I say that all the time. There's no way I can be condescending to anybody.
Story of my life. Story of my life. Story of my life.
Here's the deal, though. Opinions
are like assholes.
Yeah, and everybody has one.
And they all stink.
That's why we love you.
That is why we love Shauna. She tells it like it is. Yeah, I understand.
It's everyone's opinion. It's his personal preference.
It is personal preference.
Stupid ass.
And I tell everybody, smoke what you like, right? It doesn't matter what I tell you to smoke. I'm not an 100%. Influencer. You smoke what you like. But I feel like when I look at the top selling cigars and what you see on golf courses and what you see when people come into a B&M who are not enthusiasts, who are not aficionados, who are not really. It is much. It is.
I don't know when the last time I saw an entire panel go against James.
I'm all for it.
This is amazing.
I am all for it. This is what I live for. I want people to challenge me on this kind of stuff.
Why did you bring golf?
You could look at it. You could look at it in a totally different way and say it's just education.
I said willfully, but that's what I mean, Brian. You brought up the education piece. I did say they're willfully ignorant. They could go out and they could listen to podcasts, or they could read magazines, or they could read reviews, or they could go to sites, and they could go to their B&M. And I think part of the problem is a lot of B&Ms. I'm not saying you don't get this at Livermore, you don't get this at Low Country, but when you go to a B&M that doesn't know what they're doing and they're just slinging cigars, that's a problem. I think that
James trying to dial it back now.
That's what feeds into this. The American palate is uninformed and shit. Yeah, go ahead, Tyler. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm not. No. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yes, you are.
I think. I won't say you're wrong. I promise. I think the common misconception with cigars is your average cigar smoker. They're smoking cigars because they like smoking cigars. And your average smoker, all they know is cigar good, cigar bad. That's it. That's all they know. Your average cigar smoker doesn't actually have the palate. Like, these guys don't have the palate. Like, these guys don't have the taste profiles to say, like, this cigar tasted like the Cheeto dust that I licked off my finger from 2012. Like, all this kind of shit. Like, they don't have that kind of prospect to it. Your average guy who smokes a cigar, all they know is cigar good, cigar bad. Do I buy it now? Do I buy more? Do I buy more later? And that's it. Like, that's your average cigar consumer. 100%.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
in reality,
I
it's a
don't
couple of
think
things.
so.
There
I
is
think
that simplicity,
yeah,
yes, but there's
cigars-
also time versus money. Time versus money is a big thing. If you find
True.
something
True.
that has brought you some level of satisfaction at whatever price point that it is, you are going to find a comfort in this. And because of this comfort, you're going to want to go back into that again. Why risk it when I know that if I'm spending this amount of money, I'm happy? And that's what a lot of folks go into some of the legacy ones. I mean, a lot of us here, I dare even say, probably this entire panel, at some point in time, we were smoking Gurkhas.
Nope.
You know, and not a lot of
No.
people
No.
not a lot of people
Hey.
like Gurkhas, but at one
Don't
point in
curse
time,
me
you
like
had-
that, motherfucker. Hey, don't curse me like that.
Whoa! I was just using an example. But the point is that you tried something that it may not be something that you like right now.
Agnostic aficionados of America. I love it.
To be fair, there are some Gurkhas out there that are fucking good. I will
Thank
say
you.
it.
You know,
Thank
some
I will
people
say
do
it.
love Gurkhas, and that's okay.
I will
Yeah.
say it.
No, some people like pineapple on pizza as well. I'm not
I
one
do.
of them.
I love it.
Hey, listen, the pineapple does go on pizza. There's no
yeah.
arguing with that one.
Listen, oh, God, now I am condescending to you, Miyagi.
Listen, I said this in the first hour. I'll say it here. At the end of the day, what you buy, what you smoke, the money that you spend, the product that you're purchasing, it's what you like. Like all that, it comes down to this, what we're talking about here. And I'm sorry, but like, dude, there's a lot of, I mean, I've worked in retail for like almost a god amount of years. And I get all these guys who come through and they buy cigars and they're buying all this kind of shit. I wouldn't want to sell them that shit. I know I hate that shit, but they like it. They like it.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
as long as they're buying it, as long as they're buying it, as long as you enjoy it, it's your money at the end of the day. How you cut it, how you light it, how you smoke it, the money that you spend on it. If you got it, do it all day long. If you love
Yeah.
it, that's good for you.
I don't disagree. You're not wrong. Smoke what you like. At the end of the day, everybody needs to smoke what they like. Because I would rather have somebody who enjoys a shit cigar. Look, Nick uses the example all the time of George Burns, who used to smoke just the cheapest, nastiest cigar. But that's all he smoked. Was the
100%.
cheapest,
100%.
nastiest cigar.
Smoked them that way
100%.
because they didn't burn out.
Yeah. And so I understand that, but there are so many great cigar brands on the market where if the
100%.
if the American public was just a little bit more informed.
Well, and who's? I mean, think about. I mean, you want to dive into it. I mean, think about it, cigars are intimidating in itself. I believe, especially for new cigar smokers. And you go into a B&M and you see all these guys and you don't know if you're going to fit in or not, or, you know, should I smoke the right cigar? And I think it boils down to the middleman, to the retailer. I mean, education is everything. And I think that can be performed in different things. I don't think that people don't have the palate for cigars, but if you don't introduce what might be in that cigar or say, hey man, this could be something that you like hey, there might be chocolate notes and do you like pepper and this could come into it. They might sit down and go, holy crap, there's a lot of chocolate in this, and there might not be any, but it's just the fact that you were able to bring them to an experience. And I wouldn't say that the American people have a palate issue. I just think cigars are intimidating. And
I can agree with that. With that.
Some of them look real dark. Some of them look real light. So, and the dark ones could be light, and the light ones could be extremely spicy. And yeah, I mean, I think it's got to boil down to, you know, I hate to say it, maybe a little bit of, you know, marketing always plays into it, but I mean, I think that it boils down to just the fact that the average person needs to experience a B&M or a place where they can go that they can get decent information on a cigar that might be palatable to their taste buds.
Yeah.
And I think all that is like 3 or 4 questions that you might have to ask a customer, and bam, and people will spend $20-$30 on a cigar, never smoke one if they think that's the great one. I mean, I don't think price plays into it. I think that, your golfers and stuff like that, those guys are out enjoying something because that's the stigma of what's going on. And that's what everybody said. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I think those are so true cigar smokers that may buy cheaper cigars because they know they're on a golf course and might not stay lit the whole time. But
exactly,
I think we get off on the weird palate thing, and that is always subjective.
Palate is subjective. Taste is subjective. 100%. Michael Herklotz, Furio Tego, thanks for watching, brother. We need to get you on the show soon. He says most consumers that spend the money don't have the desire to elevate their knowledge. They just want to enjoy cigars, whiskey, wine. And I think that's at the heart of
100%.
what I'm talking about.
100%.
How do we get them to want to elevate their experience, elevate their
but
palate?
Tell me,
communication.
what is more important? One of the things is definitely, like that experience that you have with a cigar. It's super, super important, right? But the real experience is actually with the people that you have that. It's the thing that makes it actually memorable is who you're actually having the cigar to stay with.
100%.
And we saw that a lot again. I got to revert back again to 2020. We couldn't go out. We couldn't do much, right? So we spent some time online sharing cigars with other strangers across the actual, states or the world or whatever in cigar clubs, or listening to podcasts and trying to just kind of like elevate a little bit. But it was that time that you lit that cigar with a friend, a buddy, or somebody you just met at a, at a B&M.
100%.
That's what made it different. I mean,
100%.
It was the same way. He spoke very high. The first time that I met him was HVC. Talk about, Rainier Lorenzo. It was like, HVC, this cigar, look, it's, sub $10 cigar. Seems like a cheap cigar, but I promise you it's a good one. He sold me the, what was that? The Pan Caliente. And I never had that cigar in my
Great
life.
cigar.
Yeah. And it's a phenomenal cigar, but you would have never thought. You see it, $8, nah, that's a cheap cigar. I'm gonna try to go for these Padrones. And he's like, no, you got to try this too, man.
Oh, see, you're touching on something I love to talk about, which is the price of cigars, and how we've kind of the day of the $20 cigars upon us, the day of the $10 cigars is dead. Michael Herklotz says it's a delicate balance from the manufacturing side. It's critical to the success of B&Ms that they have the knowledge. They just have to use discretion when to drop it all and have to know the audience. That's a great point. And I've said this before that it does start on the front lines. The front lines is the B&M, and if you go into a B&M that is willfully ignorant and has no desire to elevate people's palate, to elevate their experience, to elevate their knowledge, it's a problem. And I know of several. In fact, I would say I don't want to paint it with a broad brush because I haven't been to every shop in America, but the shops that I have been to, the majority are cigar slingers. They're here, this, and it's not. They don't take the time to get to know their consumer, their customer.
You really haven't been on every store because every time I go anywhere, everybody knows you.
There are.
I saw somebody was in the Vatican. This one guy came out in a robe in this big ass castle, and somebody's like, I don't know who the guy in the robe is, but that's James right next to him.
Whatever.
Come on now.
Whatever.
Come on now.
You know who's been really quiet in this discussion, and I know that he's got thoughts on this, is Lou. Lou Cross, Lure Cigars. I'm going to put you on the spot, buddy, because you're my friend and I can do that.
You're in trouble now. You're in trouble now.
You've been so quiet on this. What are your thoughts?
I'm enjoying the discussion. I mean, I one of the things that I'd like to just comment on is that it's been great to have multiple voices. We've been on the After Dark, and to have the participation and the YouTube comments coming in, I've just been very entertained by just all the discussion, and I agree with many of the points. I think that, I've been smoking cigars for over 30 years, and going back to when I smoked cigars with my dad, and I've smoked cigars with friends and family over the years, and that experiential component is key to a success of any cigar. It could be a drugstore cigar that you have in a moment where you're making great memories and telling great stories, and that cigar is going to smoke better than something that you spent $50 on, and you smoke by yourself and in a bad climate and you didn't enjoy it as much. So, I think that the cigars that are out there, that are the heritage brands, the larger companies and stuff, I smoked my fair share of those. I mean, there weren't any other options. I didn't even know what boutique cigars were until about 10 years ago. So I was dependent on going into the brick and mortar that I had, or I did mail order, and I ordered my fair share of things that were in my price point. And when I was smoking those cigars, I enjoyed them in the moments. Now, going back and trying to smoke that again, it's like kind of watching a show from the 80s. You go back and try to watch Knight Rider, and it's not the same show that you watched back in 1983. You go back and watch Airwolf. It was my favorite show, and you go back and watch it, you go, how could anybody stand to watch this week to week, and let alone you scheduled your life around it. So there's some cigars that I go back to that had great memories for me that are not cigars that I would choose to smoke again. I think because I like the story behind the cigar. I like to know, like you listen to Jonas and Miyagi, and you listen to them talk about the cigars as they're being made, and you don't get that same care and concern from the larger companies as much. And only this year, we were very surprised in smoking some of the stuff that's coming out from some of the larger companies, where they are trying to come out with cigars that are interesting, and they're doing tobaccos from different parts of the world. And it's not just the straight mass production stuff. And the stuff that's coming out, they're doing collaborations with El Titan de Bronze. They're doing collaborations with other manufacturers. And those things, just like in the music industry, where you see collaborations in the music that comes out, is pretty interesting. So I'm encouraged by it. I am all about new things, and I like to try new things and smoke a lot of different cigars. So I'm all about trying to tell the story. And when people are interested, I think part of it is that we're cigar nerds, and it's always encouraging to go into a retailer that actually is a cigar smoker. And there's a lot of shops out there where the people who are owning the cigar lounge, they're not cigar smokers. They're not all that enthusiasts. They may smoke one or two cigars every now and then, but it's hard for me to go in there and ask them their opinion or tell me something new. They can read the marketing materials, but if they're actually smoking the cigars, and Tyler smokes multiple cigars a day, I'm going to listen to what he has to say when I go in there and say, tell me about something that's interesting. I'm going to want to listen to that. Yeah. And I think more and more people, the more you smoke, the more you get into it.
I don't know about that.
Well, maybe, but
yes, you do.
I get you.
I think that cigars bring people together from all walks of life, and you get a lot of different stories. And I smoke a lot of things that other people who smoke a lot of cigars tell me they're good or bad. I go after the cigars that people say they're good. I try them. Sometimes my palate agrees with it, sometimes it doesn't. But at the end of the day, it's just like word of mouth. The word of mouth in the industry, for any kind of from the manufacturing or from the retail standpoint, that's key to sharing the information and telling the stories and getting people excited about it.
From a marketing standpoint, guys, Michael Herglass says when a store owner is watching a movie with customers, it's DOA. Might as well click to buy. Exactly. If a customer opts to walk in the door, elevate their experience and invite to share and learn 100%. That's the key to moving the ball forward in the cigar industry. That is the key to bringing in new cigar smokers. And my question was going to be, from a marketing standpoint, like, Lou, you've got a great story, and people connect with your story, and they connect with you on a personal level. And I think that helps sell Lure cigars. And then they smoke them, and they're like, oh shit, this is really good. Like, oh my God, I'm going to smoke this more often. But it starts with that connection. Not everyone has a great story. Not everyone tries to connect with stories. Sometimes it's just a band. Like, at this point, everyone knows Arturo Fuente's story, J.C. Newman's story, right? They know those, the Rocky Patel's story. So connecting with that on a larger scale probably isn't going to happen. So for them, it's just legacy, right? It's we've been around, we know this, and I'm not saying they're not great cigars. Rocky Patel has some great cigars. Arturo Fuente, great cigars. J.C. Newman, great cigars. but not everyone is a home run. Not everyone is even a triple or a double. Might just be a base hit. Sometimes it's a strikeout. Sometimes I wish they didn't even come up to bat. It's different with boutique because boutique, they get one shot at it. You get one shot at being right. If, and this is not the case, but if the Flamingo was a dud, right? And I know it's only 250 boxes, 20 count boxes, right? So it's a limited edition. But if that wasn't a home run, if that wasn't a triple, if that wasn't a double, if that didn't even get you on the bases, like that puts you behind the 8 ball, doesn't it? As a manufacturer, especially as a boutique manufacturer, as someone who is a small batch, that puts Blackbird in a tough spot, doesn't it? And especially if it's like the Superb, which is a addition to the core line, that doesn't hit right. You guys are way behind the 8 ball where Rocky Patel, Arturo Fuente, JC Newman, they can eat that. And they're like, it is what it is. Am I right or wrong, Miyagi?
Indeed. There's a difference between like the mass production versus you getting into that industry, right? Getting into people's hands and palates and getting to know your brand. Number one, our support from our stores is the most important thing. There's so much that me as a rep can do and introduce a cigar to you, but if I don't have that backup from retail, I'm really not. There's not much I can do, honestly. I can promote it as much as I can, but even there, we got limitations. But on top of that, being able to go out there and have the experience with the people, being able to talk about the stories behind it, and introduce you to something different, and you never know, you may make a friend. That's the beauty for me as the sales rep. The reason I love this industry is because everywhere you go, basically, you meet some new people and you create a different bond. You create an experience for folks, right? And then with the actual retail, it's just like a little bonus to it, right? It's a little addition to it, and people get to try something new. It's fun educating that,
And the education piece is important, and I know that Michael Herklotz had said that as well. If B&Ms don't know, and just as an anecdote to kind of what we're talking about, I remember being in a shop in Des Moines. I'm not going to mention the shop. It's a shop that Tim and I used to go to all the time, and I was in there. Congrats on the launch of Lure, by the way, from Michael Herklotz to you, Lou.
Thank you very much.
That's good stuff. I hope you guys hook up because Michael Herklotz is one of the guys in the industry who is super smart, super knowledgeable. He's always the best dressed in the industry, but he knows his stuff, and and I love his philosophy on cigars. I love his philosophy on the industry, and bringing people together. And I really want to have him on to just really discuss that kind of stuff. And we could talk about Furio Tego, and we could talk about his
Michael, be on this podcast. Come on.
But
let's do it.
We'll get him on. I promise. I'm going to reach out. I think I have his number. I think he gave it to me at a trade show. I will reach out. I appreciate that, Michael.
There we go. All right. That's how we do it.
But I was in a lounge in Des Moines, and somebody walked in and they're like, "Hey, do you have any of those Matt Sherman Timeless?" And this was right. This was right 6 months after Furio Tego launched. And the lounge owner goes, "Oh no, Nat Sherman went out of business. We don't have those anymore." And I looked at him and I go, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Did you not pick up Furio Tego?" He goes, "What? I don't even know what that is." And so I explained it to the customer what it was. I'm just like, if a lounge owner,
wasn't they fucked up?
Yeah,
they fucked up.
This was the owner. It wasn't like it was a sales rep that he hired. It wasn't. It was the owner, and he had no clue. That's what I mean by willfully ignorant. They just don't keep their. And look, I get it. As a guy who does this, is probably a little more than a hobby. Someone who really likes to get into the weeds. I understand it is hard, and we had this discussion with Andrew and Dave from Small Batch Cigar. It's hard to keep your fingers on the pulse of this because there's so much, and there's always something new coming out. B&Ms now only want to sell what customers want to buy. So how do boutiques even get a shot? Retailers discover and evangelize new brands. B&Ms have to get back to discovery. I agree 100%.
100%. Yes.
And it's hard to keep your finger on the pulse, except for halfwheel.com. Like our friend Charlie Minato,
Halfwheel, let's go.
And Brooks Whittington and Patrick over there at Halfwheel, they do a great job of putting out press release after press release after press release. Same with Cigar
They
Group.
do.
Will does a great job over there of getting press releases out. And I know, I hope Lou doesn't mind me sharing this. When he puts out a press release, he's always excited when he sees it on Half Wheel, and he's excited when he sees it on Cigar Coop. And he's like, these guys are supporting me. And you're going to be on Cigar Coop next week, right? On the 12th, Lou, right?
That's right. Yep.
So I'm looking forward to that. So we do our part. We're trying to do our part. I don't know how good we are at it. We don't do press releases because why would we? I can't compete with Half Wheel. I can't compete with Cigar Coop.
You're trying, though. You're trying.
What I do
those
is
big words of yours, man. Those big words of yours.
The big words.
I just want trying.
Trying.
The cacophony of words.
Yeah, well, I do try. I try not to be a dullard. We highlight the brands and we highlight the people behind the brands, and we have people tell their stories, and we talk about the industry, we talk about the lifestyle, we talk about the philosophy of what a cigar is. And a cigar is what? It's the great equalizer. If it's kings to street sweepers, you sit in a lounge, you don't know who you're sitting next to, and you're going to have a great conversation. And that brings it back to, you can smoke a shit stick, but if you're having a great time with the people around you, like, let me ask this, show of hands. How many times have you guys smoked a cigar when you're around your friends, or you're having a great conversation, or you're having a good time? You're like, this is a great cigar, and everybody agrees. And a week later, you're like, I want to smoke that again because that was such a great cigar. And you smoke it again, and you're like, oh my God, why does this taste like shit? Like, what was this like? Where's the cat that shit in my mouth? Like, where did it go? Like, how many times does that happen? It's happened to me a lot, right?
Yeah.
Where you?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it like a half a raised hand. Half a raised hand.
I'm just amazed that James admitted that.
The mood makes a big difference on a cigar. Moods makes a difference.
Sure.
The experience that you're having, the time, the stories that you can tell with a cigar makes a huge difference, in my personal opinion. Just because you can always go back to that. You may not be able to remember what's the first cigar that you had, but you remember the experience that you had with that cigar. Or what were you doing that day? What was the flavors on the cigar? Maybe just went over your head. But you had a great day. That's all that really matters.
Yep.
At the end of the day.
There's a couple of things just from my background and my experience that from sales and retail that have stuck with me for years. The first is under promise, over deliver, right? Under promise, over deliver. If you're a retailer and you're under promising and you over deliver, you're going to make your customers happy all the time. And the second thing is your customer will never remember what you sold them. Never in a million years. As consumers in America, we buy too much shit. They'll never remember what you sold them, but they will always remember how you made them feel. Always.
I might disagree, but
Really?
Go ahead. I mean, I disagree with me. I love it.
No, don't put the camera on me right now. Come on.
I would disagree with James, just to disagree.
Well, I know, but you just like to stir the pot. That's all you like to do. Do you disagree,
Well,
Rick? Do you disagree with that?
do.
Tell me why you disagree, Tyler. I won't put the camera on you. Why do you disagree?
I think a customer who comes into your store, they're not buying the product. They're buying the experience.
Yeah.
Right? They're buying, when they come in and they're buying whatever they're buying based off of you as a salesman. They're buying you as a salesman. Then they're buying the product, right?
They'll never remember what you sold them, but they'll remember how you made them feel.
Well, when that one guy comes back 4 weeks later with a photo of the cigar they smoked, and they're like, I really like this one cigar because of the experience that they enjoyed.
Oh,
You know
check
what I
me.
mean?
That's a good point. I guess.
But I will say, I always tell people when they come into my store, I always tell them, yo, if you really like the cigar you bought, take a photo of the band. Take a photo, because if you like it, you can come back. You could buy that cigar, or you can come back and say, these cigars are sold out. Now, I can recommend you something similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
I agree. And look, and Michael says to say he's like customers should remember the experience, and if they don't remember what they bought, which they should, you better remember what you sold them, and more importantly, why you sold it to them. And I think that's just being a great retailer. That's being a great
retailer that does that.
I do.
I
too.
will say, I will say, as an example of today, and Miyagi was here in our store today. Miyagi, you remember the guy who came in today? I don't remember this fucking guy. I don't know who this guy was. Apparently, I sold him some cigars a couple of weeks ago.
I hope
he's like, I love these. Miyagi, you know.
Yeah, he walked out with like 4 boxes and a couple extra cigars just because
That's
of that
right.
experience.
That's right.
You got to remember exactly. I know
That's
they
what
were
I'm
at this
saying.
table, they were around here, and the point out of it was that he trusted more what he was bringing into the table, basically.
He trusted the.
Ask him, hey,
he trusted the opinion. He trusted the opinion of me, and my opinion is nothing, personally. But
go ahead, Shauna. You've been animated over there for a hot second. Go ahead, lady.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So, a couple things now. Is there are some cigar stores who do that stuff out there. And there are these wonderful things that, help keep track of that. And not only can you use your bands
BOS
to keep track
system?
of what you like.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Whatever.
My turn.
Where's your dog? Where's the dog?
You can also do these cute little books, right? Where you paste your label down and you write your experience and what you did and who you were with and all that good stuff. And that's also fun. But then there are certain people like, I don't know if you've all noticed, but I'm listening to everything y'all say. I just got my head down and I'm doing something over here. That's because I'm sending out fucking Christmas cards, handwritten, to all of my customers.
Fuck yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
Ask
There you
James
go.
and Tim, they got one last year. And every year it has a coupon in it. And
It's
just
still on my
handwritten.
refrigerator.
It has a handwritten note in
They
it
sent
that
me a
just wants to
Christmas
thank them for their support of our store. Because we are in such a small place and customer service has gone to shit in this country. It's going to shit everywhere.
I don't disagree with Shauna.
Oh, I
think
know
it has.
you don't.
I think it has gone to shit. I really do. And look, there are some great lounges out there. Smoldering Cigar. You're going to get great service and the best old fashioned you've probably ever had. You
don't even drink.
I don't, but I get water.
They're good.
The water's great. Capital Cigar in Lincoln, Nebraska is one. Fat Ash in Ashland, Kentucky. Handwritten notes trumps any online lounge. BS email blaster cube. I agree. The Cedar Room in Scottsdale, Arizona. There's just a ton of them that are really, really good at what they do. And I'm sure Low Country is good. When you hear stories about, you go in and you talk to Tyler. I wish I could drink, Michael. I wish I could. I can't. Medical reasons. I haven't been able to drink for 4 years. I was looking on my timeline like, oh, fuck, I miss Scotch so much. Scotch. God, do I miss Scotch.
So let's see if we understand this. So based on this discussion, if I'm listening to this right, so the biggest problem that we have out there is the customer service.
I think you could distill that down.
It's always customer service.
I think you
It's
can
always
distill
the
that
biggest
down.
problem.
It's a B&M problem. I think it's a B&M problem. I think it's a store problem. I think it's a willful ignorance problem. I think it's consumers just want to be consumers in America and not know anything. They want to walk into a B&M and be told what to smoke. And the problem is a lot of B&Ms are not knowledgeable. They are willfully ignorant. I get it. It's hard to keep your finger on the pulse of this industry. I get it. But how many don't go to the trade show? How many aren't part of the PCA? How many don't even know what the PCA is? How many don't know what the CRA is or the CAA? How many of them don't know what the TAA is? How many of them don't carry those things because of budget reasons? How many of them get snowed into being, whatever? And they don't. It drives me nuts when I walk into some of these branded lounges and they're only pushing the brand that's that's being like whatever it is. I don't want to mention names, but it drives me nuts.
I get it.
Like, like it is frustrating when I walk into a B&M and I know more than the salesperson.
100%.
You gotta
Oh my
consider
God, 100%.
what makes you
100%.
money makes you
That happens
money.
at Home Depot too.
I know more than you. Fucking the Ron Swanson of fucking cigars. I know more than you. And I don't. I'm the dumbest guy in the room. That's why I did this. This is why I started this show 6 years ago now, 7 years ago. I wanted to learn more, and I wanted people to come along on that journey. And it has morphed into this thing where it's more of networking, which is what cigars are all about. It's all about sitting down and networking and getting to know the people around you. And I like being able to connect consumers with the manufacturer.
I think when a person comes into your local tobacconist, they expect you to be a professional. They expect you to know everything that you sell in your store. They expect you to know you've smoked every single cigar that's on your shelf. All this shit. You can't.
No.
Like, you can't do that shit. But they expect you to. But you, as a person who works there, you have to know how to sell every single cigar on your shelf. How do you do it?
To smoke every single one that's in that humidor. Trust me.
Look, Michael nails it. 70% of volume is online. Minimum 70% online. And 2,000 plus B&Ms are fighting for that 30%. And if you're a B&M, you should, number one, look like you work there. Two, act like you work there. And three, put formality over familiarity. And most lounges flip that. They put familiarity over formality.
Yo, he's absolutely fucking right, bro.
100%.
He's absolutely fucking right.
God, we got to get Michael Hercules on this show. Jesus Christ.
So-
I think
so
I
you
found
have
a
to-
spirit animal.
So just
Hey, yo,
spirit animal.
Herklotz, you're gonna be on this show next month. You have choice.
He's my spirit animal. Like, really, I've watched him on Instagram talk about cigars and the philosophy of cigars, and he's dead on about everything. Super knowledgeable.
He's
every time I see him at the trade show, I'm
good.
like, Michael, let's get you on the show. He's like, yeah, we'll do it. And I just have not, because it's just been a constant like revolving door of getting people in and on. And he just he's on the short list for 25 now. So I will reach out. I won't reach out this weekend. I'll leave you alone this weekend, Michael. But I think I have your number. I might
reach out
on Monday, and we'll set it up for early 25. We're a little over time. This is a 2 cigar show. I'm still on my second cigar. We usually go 2 hours. We're a little over.
Let me do something out there.
Monday.
Book me, bro.
If I don't reach out to you, Nick Cirrus will reach out to you, and we'll get you.
Do it.
We'll get you on.
So
Look,
James.
What? Yes, sir. Yes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, from a consumer perspective, like being down in Florida for like the last almost a week.
Yeah.
I've been to 7 different cigar lounges, and the first thing that I do is when I go into the humidor and somebody comes to see if I need any help, I just start picking their brain about what do they have that's new, what's their best selling cigar, what cigars do they push the most, just to kind of get a feel to see if they really know what they're doing. So I can kind of see what you were saying about the tobacconists, because I mean, honestly, and with the 7 lounges I've been to, I've actually had very good experiences because they were actually very knowledgeable. So that's been a very good thing.
You're in Florida.
You're in Florida. I would hope that they. I mean, that's like the cigar capital of the world.
It can be iffy.
Yeah, no, it can. Look, I've been to a couple of lounges in. I'm not going to mention names, but I've been to a couple of lounges in Orlando, Tampa, Tallahassee. I'm trying to think if there's anywhere in between there. But
come on now.
And I just have not had good experience in some of them. Some of them I had great experience.
And then, honestly, it might be a little biased because a majority of those lounges I was hanging out with a cigar rep.
Dude, seriously, you're such a cigar slut. You're such a cigar slut. If I'm a cigar snob, you are a cigar slut, sir. Like we had our, just so people kind of know, like a little behind the scenes how the sausage is made. Last night we had our top 10 discussion. We picked the top 10. There was a lot of arguing back and forth. It was like 2 hours, which I get it. We're passionate about what we like, and so we sat down and rigged. Jeff fucking texts me. He's like, "Oh, is that tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he sends me a picture of him hanging out with Miguel from Crown Heads and Tim from Oscar Family Cigars, and I'm like, "This motherfucker."
And don't forget Belkis.
He decided to hang out with these guys instead of jumping on and talking about what he thought would be in the top 10. I'm like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
How do you think I learn the things that I know behind the scenes?
Jeff, I don't, because you're a cigar slut. That's why. It's like pillow talk.
That's right.
You're like the honey pot.
So I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
When y'all go in and ask the cigar store what do they have that is new? Because I don't know if y'all have figured this out yet, but I'm not the cigar person. I'm the customer.
You don't say. You don't say.
Yeah, really? Yeah. The cigar guy. But when you ask them what's new, do you mean what's new to them or what's new in the world?
What's new to the shop? What's new in the shop?
What's new to the shop?
New to the shop. Yeah.
When I walk in, so there's I have no problem saying this. I go to the drawing room in Davenport. Like, I'm on an island. When Michael Herklot says 70% is online, like, that's correct, because I live on an island. I live in the second largest city in Iowa. There is not a cigar lounge in my city. So I have to drive either an hour and a half to Davenport, 2 hours to Des Moines, or 3 hours to Livermore to go to a shop. And I don't drive 2 hours to Des Moines. Instead I take the extra hour, I go to Livermore, hang out with Sean and Brian. But when I go to Davenport, which is an hour and 20 minutes away from me, I go to the drawing room. And when I walk into the drawing room, I don't expect them to give me over the top customer service because I'm a regular there. When I walk in, I look at Tay or I look at Jimmy and I say, "Hey, what's new? What do you have new?" And they tell me what's new. They tell me what they have that's new. That's all I'm looking for. Because if it's interesting, if something that I think I might like, or something that I want to try, or something I think that people want to know, what it tastes like, and I want to do a review on it, I'll go and I'll buy 3. And the other thing is, when you go to a B&M, you sons of bitches, don't take your own cigars. Buy a 5-pack minimum. You can take your own cigars, but you better buy 5. Buy
what?
5.
Let me be a little antagonistic here.
Yes.
Let me be a little antagonistic.
Yes.
Do it.
One
Yes.
of the gems for me.
No.
One of the gems for me is going to a store and finding some old stuff, like old gems.
Yes.
That you haven't seen out there in a little bit. Or, early releases of
If you
cigars.
know you're looking forward to being an old gem. If you know you're wanting to find for an old gem.
When you're looking for old stock and you're looking for gems, you're looking for that diamond in the rough. Something that hasn't been around for a while.
That's one of the fun parts of the industry.
It is.
Go to your B&M and you see some other boxes and it's like, hey, what else you got, in the back end? And sometimes you find these really, really good gems that you hadn't seen in a minute.
Absolutely,
just as enjoyable as they want.
Michael, maybe I will start holding the drawing room to a higher standard. Maybe they should give me over the top customer service. Do you not know who I am? Do you not know who I am?
Exactly.
That's why you don't get great customer service.
This is why I don't get great customer service, because I'm a dick. That's why when I go to Livermore, Sean is like, "Fuck you."
Yes, I am. But our big customer, our regular customers, the ones that are here every week, we go over the top for them because they are the most supportive that we have. We buy smoking jackets for them so that they can come in here. We give them free cigars all the time. We give them discounts just because.
Yeah, no, you guys do. You guys do a great job of that. You guys are always. There's not a lounge that I've been to where I get better service than when I go to Smoldering. And I'm not just saying that because you two are on. I get great service when I go to like Fat Ash or Capital Cigar or
You
the
say
Theater
that
Room,
now.
Or
You
I
say that
do.
Just
now.
like use up here.
But I do enjoy going there because it's always, you guys always make sure that the ashtrays are empty. You make sure that everyone's comfortable. You make sure that everyone's got a drink in their hand. You ask if we want to, do dinner. You ask if we need food. You ask if we need this, that, the other. It is over the top. And yeah, I don't get that at the drawing room. I mean, that's a good point.
Don't forget about the square toilet.
Oh yeah, there's a square toilet at Livermore. Look, we are grossly over time. But before we end the show and we do our thank yous and all that, Tim, I think it's time to give away this beautiful 5-pack of the Flamingo from Blackbird Cigars is exclusive at smokingpipes.com. Go get it, guys. The 2-hour window is closing. You're going to get a discount.
Get it.
Smokingpipes.com.
Get it. Get it. Fucking get it. Let's go.
Limited. 250 20-count boxes. That's it. When it's gone, it's gone. And it's a great cigar. You heard us talk about it tonight. You're going to get that 5-pack. You're going to get this fantastic hat from my door to yours, hopefully just in time for Christmas. Tim?
Well, let's see what we got going on here. Let's see.
Ooh, here we go.
Comments.
Look at this. Like high tech. Simply
I'm disappointed that Flamingo's not in pink.
Well,
well, come on now.
There's only so much we can do, damn it.
Refresh
Somebody
this here.
fucked
Make
up.
sure.
Somebody fucked up.
Yeah.
That's me.
I'll yell at him later. You're not giving great customer service, Tim.
Fuck Tim.
There we go.
It's going to be Simply Stogies. Watch this.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if it is, you're rolling again.
Hey.
There we go. Thank Christ. Ryan Pugh. Congratulations. I need you, Ryan, if you're listening, and I'll reach out to you on Facebook. But if you're listening, just send us an email, info@simplystogiespodcast.com or simplystogies.com, simplystogiespodcast.com. I think it goes the same one, right, Tim?
It should. Yep.
Yeah. Send us an email, info@simplystogiespodcast.com. With your address. I will get these out to you on Monday. Congratulations, Ryan Pugh. Tim, can you write that down for me?
Sure can.
Otherwise, I will forget. Congrats to you. Thank you to everyone who watched, who tuned in tonight for the last After Dark of the year. Remember, we only do this once a month. You want to come on? You want to be on this panel of misfits and miscreants? All you got to do is
I'm offended.
you might
Questionable.
You are
Questionable.
the miscreant, Rigged. You are the miscreant. Just go to simplystogiespodcast.com. You can join the LE Club. Top left, look, $10 a month, $100 a year. Top right. Just register, and you'll get to do fun things like this. And look, you jump on these lives and with us once a month, and we do these kinds of things with exclusives where we're giving away stuff. I'm gonna send you one so you can smoke it. I sent one to Lou. I sent one to Tim. I sent one to a couple other folks, to Shauna, to Brian, and some others that weren't able to make it on tonight. If you're part of the LE Club, you're going to get that. And look, when we did we did some launch parties for Lure Cigars and for Valakari Cigars earlier this year, everybody that was a LE Club member, they got a 5-pack. They got each. They got 10 free cigars just for being an LE Club member. So join the LE Club. Simplystogies.com. Click to register. $10 a month, $100 a year. That's the minimum price of entry. You could become a lifetime member too if you'd like. That's a little more expensive. Lifetime member. But I would prefer that you just give us money monthly. $10 a month, $100 a year. That's it. I also want to thank the sponsors for the show. Lure Cigars, the Jolly Walleye is out. It is a Christmas cigar. It is an LE. It's the next LE from Lure Cigars. You got to try it. Go to lurecigars.com to find out where you can pick that up, who the B&Ms are. He works with a bunch of great B&Ms. Check them out. And I know if you're in the Tallahassee area, go to Fuma Cigars. Fuma Cigar Social. Those guys are awesome. Awesome dudes. Go there, pick it up, and try everything else from Lure Cigars. The Mean Gene, fantastic cigar. The Big Lou, the Little Tony, the Holy Coley, the Tally Alley, the whole lineup's fantastic. Give that a try. I also want to thank smallbatchcigar.com for sponsoring this episode. Smallbatchcigar.com. Aficionados, no enthusiasts, no one now you know. Smallbatchcigar.com. Use coupon code Stogies, 10% off plus a bonus 5% reward points. Always free shipping. Smallbatchcigar.com. Check out the latest episode of Simply Stogies Podcast, where we talk to Andrew and Dave from a Small Batch this Sunday, the 8th, is coming out to clear the air, where we talk about Andrew and Dave behind their back, put it out for everybody to listen to. Our after show. And coming up on the 15th, you're going to listen to our conversation that we had with Cigar Coop, William Cooper, the Cigar Coop. Great conversation about trends in the industry, what he's been up to, and when we're finally going to see a mukbang from our friend Cigar Coop. Good stuff. So I want to thank Tyler from smokingpipes.com, Tyler Caldwell, for coming on, joining us for 2 hours, talking about the Flamingo, talking about the cigar industry and B&Ms and what we should be looking for. Tyler, thank you, sir. You are a scholar and a gentleman. I would invite everybody to go to smokingpipes.com. And remember, it's not just filthy pipes they've got there, but they've got cigars. And they're putting a focus on those.
We do. We do.
Some great people there. So smokingpipes.com. Miyagi, my friend, it is so good to talk to you. Thank you so much for coming on Blackbird Cigars. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And remember, you can't clip my wings.
You can't clip my wings, but you can clip my cigar. Brought to you by blackbirdcigar.com or Blackbird Cigar Company. They're just fantastic people. I want to thank them. They are a sponsor of the show as well. I want to thank Rig for taking time out of his busy vacation for jumping on for the last hour. Jeff Dillingham, my friend, thanks for coming on, stirring the pot, and making me look like an asshole. It's not hard. It's not hard.
You're welcome.
That's fair.
Really easy.
That's fair.
Not
That's
hard
fair.
at all. Lou Cross, Lure Cigars, thank you, my friend. Always good to talk to you. I love talking to Lou. We talk a lot.
My boy Lou. My boy Lou.
Yeah, my boy Lou. Love it. What we got coming up? You're going to be on Coop next week, right? The 12th live.
Yep.
Yeah. So tune
That's
in.
coming up on the 12th.
As his internet,
perfect time to freeze.
perfect timing as the internet kind of drops out, but he's going to be on there December 12th. Check him out, Cigar Coop. I love promoting Coop when we can. Brian Shauna, Livermore, Smoldering Cigar, Livermore, Iowa. Thanks, guys, for jumping on. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. If you're ever in the Des Moines area, take the trip. Hour 20 minutes, hour 30 minutes away.
Hour 40.
Hour 40, whatever. I was rounding down.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
It's worth the trip. I promise you guys will not be disappointed. Great lounge, great people, great cigars that they've got. Brian has gone out of his way to curate a great collection of cigars for you guys, from some boutique brands to Gurkha, everything in between. And they have a square toilet that is just fantastic to use. I want
you guys in PCA.
Yes. Well, no, you won't see them at PCA. They're not going to PCA.
Oh, come on.
That's what I said.
Come on, you're gonna be there.
It's New Orleans.
You'll be
Come
there.
on.
Shame
You'll
them.
be there.
Shame them.
Let's do it.
Shame them into coming on. They're not.
Yes, come on. It's New Orleans.
You
Come
have
on,
to
gotta
be
come over.
there. You have to be there.
We'll
go.
be there. We'll be
That
there.
made
won't
me
we, Tim?
wait until my old Kentucky herf to see you guys again.
They're
Come
not
on.
even going to go to my own Kentucky herf.
Oh no, disappointment. Come
They
on.
got-
My kid's getting married.
No, here we go.
This is more important. Tell him, hey, you gotta come and see James and Miyagi. This is a lot
I'm
more
on your
important.
team.
That's what I said. Lou's going to be there at PCA. Lure Cigars, Valakari Cigars is going to be there at PCA. I told them they got to come. They're like, our
You have to
daughter's,
be there.
our
You have to.
daughter's getting married. Like, well, that's more important than cigars. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. There you go.
Fair.
Tim?
That's
I got
fair.
outvoted. I got too many daughters.
Tim, I want to thank you for helping out producing tonight. Doing
Yeah, if
the
that's what
doing
you
the
want to call
drawing.
it.
Yeah, whatever. Sitting back, having a cigar, talking some shit. Look, guys, join us on the 15th, like I said, on Sunday for the Clear the Air, the after show where we talk about Small Batch, Andrew and Dave. 15th, where we talk about Coop. 22nd, where we talk about him behind his back in the after show. And then January 1st, Sean Williams, Cohiba. Look forward to it. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Join us January. Hold on. I'm going to give you the date. I'm going to look it up. The first Friday in January is January 3rd. Jesus Christ. We're all going to be hungover. I won't. The rest of you fucks will. We're all going to be hungover from the new year. So I want to wish you all happy Christmas, Merry Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays to you and your family. And until next time, I want to remind you guys to stay smoky, friends.